The following is a presentation of Bakersfield College Athletics.
Gentlemen, welcome to Sophomore Night here at Bakersfield College, where we honor our sophomore class in their final regular season home game of their BC careers. Our first player, 0, Jaden Hollis. Number 1, Makai Smith. Number 5, Danny Johnson. Number 7, Julian Smith. Number 6, Jeremiah T. Number 10, Jerry Dandridge. Number 8, Jalen Richmond. Number 11, Aaron Martinez. Number 12, Will Cannavalla. Number 18, CJ Tolbert. Number 21, D'Antonio Hackworth. Number 23, Braden Heath. Number 22, David Smith. Number 29, Jalen Hankins. Number 33, Phoenix Tusa. Number 28, David Stevenson. Number 40, Jackson Provençal. Number 45, Aiden Eggers. Number 52, Evan Siffing. Shout out to Golden Empire. Number 56, Silas Akins. Number 69, Titus Yepes. Number 91, Hugo Camacho. Number 92, Chase Grant. Number 93, Jonathan Gonzalez. And number 99, Joshua McKinn. And now, the rest of your Bakersfield College Renegades! Joining us for this evening's coin toss were Josh Grandia and Kelvin Winston. Josh, born and raised in Bakersfield, is a graduate of East High, a U.S. Army veteran of 9 years. He achieved the rank of sergeant with duty stations in Grafenwold, Germany, Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington, and Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri. Josh received the Army Commendation Medal, 6 Army Achievement Medals, and 2 Army Good Conduct Medals. Finishing his career as an AIT instructor, he trains incoming recruits as heavy equipment operators. Kelvin is an Army veteran with an impressive service record, having served at Fort Benning, Fort Campbell, and Schoenfeld Barracks in Hawaii. Kelvin was an 11 Bravo infantryman, certified in air assault, airborne, and served as a recon sniper. Kelvin is currently a dedicated engineering major here at Bakersfield College. He also represents the Renegades as a cheerleader, serving as a senator for the BCSGA, holding the position of vice president for Aid to Amend.
We're back here. Live coverage of Renegades football. Rob Chavez and the Hall of Famer Kenny Calvin as the kickoff is taken at the 17-yard line by Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara with a pretty decent return right there. Gets it up to about the 36-yard line. It's going to go for about 18 yards. And it'll settle at the close to the 35-yard line of the Vaqueros. First down, Santa Barbara.
Yeah, Santa Barbara is traditionally a team that has a few skilled guys on the edge. And right away, they're going to open up on that trips open set.
Vaquero first and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Here we go, first and 10. Quarterback for Santa Barbara. It looks like number 12, Will Doherty. Number 12 gives it off up the middle, runs right into that potent defensive line for Bakersfield College. Seems as if they are all healthy down there too, Kenny.
Yeah, and our defensive line has probably been our unsung heroes for the most part throughout the season. Not a lot of recognition, but game in and game out, they just put us in a position to be successful by not allowing teams to just run the football down our throats.
So a 1-yard pickup to the 37-yard line, second down and 9 for the Vaqueros. Doherty, once again out of the shotgun, looks quickly to the right, and his pass is incomplete. Coverage by number 11, Aaron Martinez. At a Frontier High School, Frontier going to be against your Drillers next Friday.
Man.
Going to be the game possibly of the decade so far.
I'm going to call it the Battle of the Blue. You know what I mean? We're the new blue. I mean, we're the old blue. They're the new blue. They've had some success, regular season success over the years. They're trying to get over the hump and get a championship to solidify what they mean to the city. We're trying to reestablish who we've always been.
The old guard, as you would say. Doherty out of the shotgun for the Vaqueros. Got a man in motion. Doherty looks up, and he looks over the middle, and he's got a man open, and his pass is complete. Going to be close to a first down, depends on the spot. Gets right to the 46-yard line.
Pass complete to number 2, Luke Collins.
And that's one of the things that upset us last week was the amount of missed tackles that we had in moments too. We got to do a better job of securing tackles, as those 2 missed tackles resulted in a first down.
So it was a 9-yard pickup exactly to be able to get that first down. So it's a early third down conversion for the Vaqueros, 1 of 1 so far. And it's first down for Santa Barbara at their own 46-yard line. Doherty, 6'6", 225, and he hands it off, and a big tackle right there for number 95, Xander Polito.
Polito has been consistently a beast inside as well. We talked so much about Phoenix Tusa and his playmaking ability, but Polito is one of the solid, consistent inside for Coach Duncan and that D-line.
So a loss of 1, back to the 45-yard line. It'll set up second and 11. Again, once again, shout out to all of our active and veteran service members. It is Military Appreciation Night here at Memorial Stadium as the pass is complete over to midfield. Pickup of about 6 yards to the Renegade 49-yard line, make it the 48-yard line. So it'll be about 4 yards to go.
Our defense did a great job creating turnovers last week. Throughout the season, we haven't had huge games where we had a lot of turnovers. We got to do a better job ending the season with multiple turnovers to help the offense get ahead tonight.
So another third down opportunity for the Vaqueros. Last time they converted from third and 9. This time 3rd and 4 as Doherty is going to hand it off.
That's a fumble. Ball's on the ground.
So they handed it off initially to number 1, Donovan Harris. Harris coughed it up, but he was able to fall back on it back at their own 48-yard line. So the Vaqueros are going to send out their punt unit. It's going to be an opportunity for us to see Mekhi Smith. Mekhi had a pretty decent game, sans that fumble last week.
And that's the thing. We can't be too hard on the kid who's made the amazing plays that he's made because he has one fumble. It's just a situation where you hope that it didn't happen.
Right. You got Vaqueros. You're going to get the punt away barely, almost blocked right there. Number 9, Tyler
Ooh,
Lewis.
that's a tough catch.
So they're going to touch it down at the 11-yard line. Mekhi did exactly what Coach Van Horn tells you to do. Put those heels at the 10. That thing's going to go over your head. Let it go, right?
Yeah, and he actually caught that overhand. You know, that's one of the things that it's one of the hardest things to do in football is catch a punt, let alone trying to catch it
over your head
with your thumbs together. But that shows the skill of Smith. 1st and 10 Renegades, shotgun spread set from the 10. And shout out to Coach Rick Van Horn, man. He doesn't get enough credit for his impact on Bakersfield College football.
So now we got Statler in the game. Statler flips it out to our man, Jacoby Pointer, MVP.
The most valuable pointer.
Gets about 1 yard out to make it 2 yards up to the 13-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 8.
You know, and today we're repping veterans. I'm going to get to a point after this hurry-up opportunity with 2nd and 8. Trips left for the Renegades.
Statler out of the shotgun with Hankins to his left, hands it to Hankins. Hankins going to go right up the middle on a power. Gets just about to the 15-yard line for a gain of 2, so we're going to have 3rd and 6.
So Renegade Rob, it's Veteran Service Day. We got some beautiful hats. Shout out to Todd and whoever brought us the hats. Those are fresh.
Shout out to Julian for the packet of mayo.
Absolutely. Y'all killing me. The veterans of Renegade football is who we'll highlight tonight as well as we talk about legacy, and veteranship, and servicemen.
Yeah, one thing to be a serviceable football down here on the field, another to be a service member representing your country and defending your country. As we got Malachi Statler out of the shotgun, flush out of the pocket. He gets out in a space. He's going to get pressured. Still on his feet. He's got some room. He may have a blocker. He's going to try to get up to a first down. He's not going to get there. But I'll tell you what, he ran about 50 yards and picked up 4. He's up to the 19, so it's going to be short, 4th and 2. Punting unit's going to come out.
His pocket presence would be a 99 on the NCAA or the JCAA football game.
Shedeur Sanders style.
Man, high snap, great catch.
Grat is able to get it off, but it looks like the Vaqueros got a hand on it. And the ball is going to be down right about the 40-yard line. So not a very good punt right there for the Renegades, but at least it gets them back to the field positioning that the Vaqueros had before they turned the ball over on downs.
Right, so amazing defense by Santa Barbara. Giving credit where credit is due.
3 and out.
Statler, not a lot of passes downfield. We went kind of right to left. But his pocket presence is something that's so underrated. I mean, ever since his Frontier days, his pocket presence is one of the best I ever seen, and I'm glad to see him get an opportunity now.
So we got a new quarterback in there for the Vaqueros.
Whoa!
It's Benny Collins. Collins was under center right there.
By number 11, Aaron Martinez.
Whoa, big 91 came and cleaned up right there. Xander Polito with the huge hit on the backside.
So this is interesting for Santa Barbara. We seen this for the Renegades a couple of weeks ago. We didn't know that Vince Igoa was a little under the weather. After one series, they take him out. Statler comes in, throws 5 touchdowns, and he started ever since. They had Doherty, who's been their guy pretty much through the majority of the season with the most attempts. Then they get Benny Collins in here now to run the QB position out of shotgun.
All right, and with that whistle, I definitely want to give credit where credit is due. That was Hugo Camacho on that last big tackle with Aaron Martinez.
Copy that.
Not Polito. But we'll have a timeout on the field, Renegade Rob. Give us a chance to take one.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be right back here. All right, we are back. Memorial Stadium. Vaqueros have it. 2nd and 8. Collins pass flipped out to number 7. He's got a lot of space. He's down the sideline. That's going to be a touchdown for the Vaqueros.
We talked about them always having talent on the edge. You can't just expect them to lay down in front of you. A lot of speed. Great catch, great throw. Touchdown, Santa Barbara.
Yeah, he's got to live up to his name, Tyreek Fortney. Got their own little cheetah down there. He came into the game with 229 yards receiving, but only 1 touchdown, so that'll double up the amount of touchdowns he had all season in the final regular season of the game.
Santa Barbara has had some tough years as a program, but one thing they're going to do, they're going to compete every game. They might not have a lot of championships, but they definitely have a lot of wins against teams they weren't supposed to win against, if you go digging through the history.
So Santa Barbara takes a timeout, and when you take a timeout, you get a touchdown, 30 yards plus. I mean, that's some good coaching right there. You just got to give it up.
Absolutely. I mean, and it highlights the level of competition in our league. You know, and it goes back to my pregame statement. We all want to be the top dog. Everybody wants to be the top dog every year. This is what you work for. But every team has quality programs that are moving forward and seeking the same goal, and it's not always going to be the results that you want. And right now, Santa Barbara's playing like that. They're 3-16, but that drive right there didn't look like a 3-16 to me.
That's right. And again, we had talked about this last week, and I'll point to this after this kickoff, in a conversation that I had with another assistant coach for the Renegades. Santa Barbara's going to get the kickoff. It's going to sail into the end zone. So we talked about it off air after the game last week and how it was a little bit frustrating that we couldn't pull that one out against Canyons. And it just seemed as if maybe the Renegades, and again, we're not in that locker room, and we do have some conversations with Coach Littlejohn, and he does always put the onus on these guys to be able to make sure that they're the ones that are handling business, they're taking care of their locker room, they're coaching each other up. But you didn't seem to feel as if these guys had any sense of urgency to be able to take that game because they were up 14-0 and not knowing what's at stake. You know, as the pass is out to Mekhi Smith, he had a couple great blockers. He's at the 40-45, down to the 48-yard line. So big first down out of that change of possession.
One of my first messages last Sunday was from Coach Brent Paul, former Renegade receiver and receivers coach. And he talked about the first thing that you just said, lack of killer instinct.
Yeah.
This is coming from the coaches, not from us. We've said it, but the coaches are putting an exclamation stamp on it.
It's a handoff to a guy that we haven't seen in a little bit. That's David Smith. And you got to think that David Smith has got a little chip on his shoulder running against his former team.
Right, because he didn't have a carry at all last week after having such a wonderful season. You got to wonder if it was injury. We didn't get that report. But right away, he gets results.
Yeah, he came into tonight second in rushing with 357 yards, 5 touchdowns just behind Jalen Hankins. As we got a 2nd and 5 from the Vaquero 47-yard line. Statler looks up. His pass is dangerous. And I tell you, the safety didn't have his head around. He was looking at Mekhi Smith, and had he just turned his head around, that's a pick 6.
Yes, it was, because it was actually thrown between both receivers on the combo route after they ran the route. Like it was thrown between their backs. I mean, and it happens sometimes, just a miscommunication.
On the PS5, that's when you just hold down the button a little too long.
Shotgun spread set for Statler. 40 even front for Santa Barbara.
Smith to his right, Tolbert, the H-back. Statler steps in, rolls out of the pocket, looking up, and he throws a crossbody, and Mekhi Smith had a first down, runs backwards, gets back to the 38-yard line and picks up a first down.
Yeah, he ran about 4 yards backwards, just trying to secure that catch, but great awareness to get back up the field. And how about the pocket presence of Malachi Statler again? Drifting right, but looking all the way back left and making sure he has the throw. Not something you want to coach, but great results.
Yeah, those are one of those Brett Favre, Patrick Mahomes type passes where you're going to throw across your body. Kind of a cardinal sin among all quarterbacks coaches. David Smith now out on the right on a sweep, and he's got another first down, a big run for David Smith.
Boy, he juked the draws off that defender right there. Got to pick up his jock strap.
Are you referencing a certain fight last night and some footage on Netflix? I was a little out of pocket.
Man, that was no draws on that steam right there. Shout out to Mike Tyson for finishing the fight.
58 years old. Good job. Here we go. Out of the shotgun. First down. Hankins up the middle. He's going to pick up about 3 yards.
Still moving forward.
23-yard line.
And up to number 29, Jalen Hankins.
So that'll be 2nd and 7, and the Renegades are driving. But again, going back to that conversation that I had with Coach Chapman.
Number 33.
Coach Chapman had said, he's former Renegade, former Fresno State Bulldog. He said that typically the players themselves always knew the scenarios. They knew what was at stake with a win. Right. Now, of course, you want to win each game going forward. But if you get into a situation as the pass is complete, looks like that is Jalen Richmond. Richmond has another first down for the Renegades up at the 13-yard line. But getting back to that, Chapman said that the captains always were talking in the locker room saying, hey, look, we win this game. We're definitely hosting a bowl game. I know we're not going to get in the playoffs, but this locks us in. It sets us up for that. This way we beat Santa Barbara, we host a bowl game, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, because the state knows how well we've played in spots as Hankins gets the handoff on that inside power play.
29, Jalen Hankins.
We know we have an opportunity to play postseason football, but can you finish the season like you should have finished some games and just get it done to earn the right to play at home? We traveled down that road last year to ELAC, spent about $150 of gas between both of us, only to play in front of 300 people.
Statler fakes a handoff, and his pass is out to Bubba Nettles. Nettles going to get in the end zone for the touchdown.
Boom! Big Bubba Nettles. My pops Jeff Hecker Gary Hecker asked about Bubba Nettles and asked if he's coming back next year. I told him I don't know, but I hope so.
It sounded like it. Again, going back to a conversation that I had with Coach Chapman, he was telling us that, besides the seniors in Smith, sophomores in Smith and Hankins, who are going to be going on to other four-year colleges next year, he's got Pointer and he's got Nettles penciled in for next year.
That was one of the first conversations I had during the Driller pregame
and
last
Villa's
night.
kick is off to the left and no good. 7-6 is going to be the score here. The Vaqueros are still going to have the lead and allow us to take a quick timeout before the next kickoff here on 96.1 FM, AM 1180, and GoGates.com. We are back here with Renegades football. Renegades get within one on the Bubba Nettles pass from Malachi Statler from about 6 yards out. Extra point was no good, and Villa's kick goes down to the 9. It was fumbled a little bit, finally picked up. Looks like that is number 7, Tyreek Fortney, for the Vaqueros. He's going to go down right at about the 19-yard line, so a 10-yard return is all he's going to get. Good coverage by the special teams unit.
Our special teams unit has been fantastic. I don't think we've given up a kickoff return for a touchdown all season.
No, and only one time did he even get past midfield.
And that highlights our special teams overall. I was bragging on our punt unit last night during the contest, and just talking about how it's unheard of. Unheard of. One net yard against our punt team all season? Are you kidding me?
With 2 punters.
Shotgun spread set for the Vaqueros.
Collins hands it off up the middle, and that's going to really go nowhere. The handoff was to number 28, Antonio Trone.
On the stop, number 54.
So Santa Barbara's trying to do a great job being balanced, using the play action to create opportunities with those edge guys and the receivers that they have that can make plays. We already saw the speed that they have. Got to make sure we're playing discipline.
Antoine Trone, another Alabaman, playing out of Carver Senior High School. I wonder if him and Bubba Nettles know each other.
More than likely, man. It's a small football world. It's 0 left.
Collins looks across. He's got a man, and it is going to be complete. Yeah, it's number 13, Ben Stewart. Gonna haul that one in. Ben Stewart, 5'9", 165. Out of, how do you like this? I always love this city. Sebastopol, California.
Sebastopol.
Annalee High School. So we got 1st and 10 for the Vaqueros at their own 35-yard line. 3:37 remaining in the first quarter. Vaqueros leading at 7-6. Collins out of the shotgun this time. Got a motion man.
Shotgun spread set.
The receiver out of Sebastopol. He looks like he's got another spot open, and I don't think that was going to be caught. And he was. It looked like that thing skipped off the ground.
He's doing a great job finding his guys.
And Stewart, for the second time, was able to find that soft spot. And this has been a problem over the last 3 weeks for the defensive backfield in that zone. They can't quite pick up that deep flat.
Yeah, I mean, and why DBs really aren't fans of zones. We want to lock up and send extra guys, but you can't do that if you don't have the secondary to maintain the speed.
Not only are they athletes, they're athletes with their feet. They're fast. As the pass is going to be incomplete. It's intended for number 19, Aaron Jackson.
Pass intended for number 19,
QB's been very accurate so far. That one should have been caught as well.
On the coverage, number
Benny Collins is throwing darts. He's a redshirt sophomore out of Eagle River, Alaska, man. This boy comes from Alaska. Imagine how hard those balls he was throwing to his receivers up there.
Yeah, today's a hot day for him. It's 56 degrees at kickoff.
Trips open set.
Here we go, Collins out of the shotgun, getting pressure, flushed out of the pocket. He looks up and his pass is going to be complete, but we got a penalty flag, first one of the game. It's in the area of holding.
Great call by the official because it usually happens as the quarterback tries to escape the pocket.
And nobody one-on-one can really hold Logan Goodspeed.
No way.
So when Logan Goodspeed is not able to get to the quarterback, there's probably some funny business happening.
Yeah, because he got a great push. A lot of depth into the backfield and was trying to keep containment as he tries to get outside. Nice job on that hold that they usually get away with. Or nice call, I should say.
Yeah, Logan Goodspeed, 6'3", 260 out of Stockdale High. He is a freshman. He'll be back next year, and he's got a lot of attention coming his way from the Mountain West, from old Pac-12 schools. We'll see him playing on Saturdays from time to come as Logan flushes, calls out of the pocket.
He dropped the ball.
He dropped the ball. Logan Goodspeed picked it up, but we're going to see. I think they're going to say that he actually surrendered himself, and Collins is down. That doesn't look good. He's writhing down there, but I think he did surrender himself before he lost control of the football.
I'm going to tell you what happened, Renegade Rob. He was injured, and he dropped that football before he even hit the ground because he was in so much pain. I saw that right away. I mean, and you hate to see those kind of injuries. I had a knee injury where I just forgot about everything that was happening too before. He dropped that ball because of the injury.
And his hands are on his face, and so we want to send good wishes out to Benny Collins down there on the field, and that's going to give us an opportunity to take a quick time out here as they assess the injury here on Kern News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and GoGays.com. I don't even call it Dr. Pepper no more. You know what I call it?
What'd you call it?
Because I heard it, made me laugh, and I'll never go back to calling Dr. Pepper. It's called barbecue Sprite.
That's funny. You know why I like Dr. Pepper?
There you go.
Number 23 on the can.
So here we go. Passes out to number 28, Antonio Trone. Trone gets it up to about the 41-yard line. That was a big third down, long third down and about a third of the field. So it's going to be fourth and about 20 for the Vaqueros, and they're going to punt it away.
And, partner, this is the kind of luck that Santa Barbara's football program has had. They have some good players that can do some good things, but once they lose one of them, it just shuts down everything for them. They don't get a whole lot of talent that goes there to play. They get some quality players that want to live on the beach.
Absolutely, and that's the one thing that Big Dave Smith told me as we get the punt away. Makai Smith is going to let this one bounce. He's going to take a Vaquero bounce.
Touch the Renegade.
That is not good. So it is Vaquero football, and I do not know what number 25, Richard Gooden, was really thinking down there. The freshman out of Independence High.
Well, Smith is saying Peter, but as he's running, he just doesn't have the urgency to get away.
Yeah, but he's up along his own sideline. And I tell you what, the first guy that was over there talking to him was Coach Littlejohn. And I'll say talking to him
that's the nice way.
That's the nice way. But he's also going over there to Mekhi Smith, telling him, hey, look, you're the captain on that. You got to
get him out the way.
Got to make sure your guy's over there. So good job of Coach Littlejohn being able to get over there and coaching up his guy in that tough spot. So first and 10 from the 11 for the Vaqueros on the muff punt.
Expect play action pass here, but they go ground.
So Doherty hands the ball off to Harris. Harris is going to get maybe about a yard up to the 10-yard line.
We basically just gave away 3 points minimum with that turnover. Right now we got to bow up and just try to keep them out of the end zone. This isn't on the defense. That's on the special teams with the muff punt. And it happens to the best of them. As it just hits a player on the odd bounce. Can't call it a muff, just an unfortunate event. Trips right for the Vaqueros.
So Doherty, the 6'6 quarterback out there in the shotgun, rolls to his right. He's looking up into the end zone. No, he's got one guy short, but it was incomplete. Coverage by Julian Smith.
Great play by Julian Smith, continuing to fly across. Because if he even hesitates that's going to be a catch and probably a touchdown. But that's what I'm talking about. You got to make those extra effort plays right there when your back's against the wall. 3rd and 8, maybe 9.
All sitting at the 10-yard line. The Vaqueros are looking to get into the end zone or at least maybe to the 1-yard line to extend this drive. If not, may see the kicking unit come on out. So we got the kicker down there lining up some practice kicks.
Shotgun double set for the Vaqueros. Renegades in the tight man coverage.
Doherty looks to his right, and he's going to get sacked from behind, and that is number 68 for the Renegades, Brian Holly.
Wow, how about that?
Holly at your boy.
Holly at your boy.
That's going to be the final play of the first quarter. The Renegades are down 1, 7-6 to the Vaqueros as we end this first quarter. We're going to take a timeout here on Curtin News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGades.com. All right, we are back here at Memorial Stadium for second quarter action of the Renegades. We got number 39, Jackson Smith, going to be attempting a 32-yard field goal. It is up, it is no good, but we got
a roughing.
And it's a late penalty at that.
It's going to be roughing the kicker.
We're going to see if it's roughing or running into. If it's running into, it's a 5-yard penalty, and they'll reattempt the kick. But if it is a roughing, that's a personal foul. So it looks like that's going to be running into.
Oh, well we got lucky, so it looks like they. Are they?
They're going to go right back out
coming
there.
Back out.
No, they have the kicking unit. And number 39, Jackson Smith, out there.
Okay.
Again, so it's going to move it up 5 yards to the 11.
Running into the kicker is the call. 5-yard penalty.
29
They'll retry the kick.
Make it a 28-yard attempt for Jackson Smith. Missed the first attempt, but if we not run into him, we'd have gotten out of that mistake without any points given up. We'll see if that'll happen this time with this attempt. High snap, hold, kick is up, and this time it is good. And now we got another penalty down on the field.
Penalty marker thrown.
And that may be either illegal formation or illegal touching on the defense. And if it is that illegal formation where you're lined up over that center. Oh, illegal chop block. Okay, so that's going to pass him up. This is going to
go back, and this typically is a personal foul penalty.
Yeah, so that's going to be 15.
That'll be 15. That'll go back to the 26-yard line. So this is now going to be a 42, maybe 43-yard attempt for the Vaqueros here. So this play is taking up a lot of space if you are a statistician.
Chop block called against the kicking team.
So, yeah, they're going to be holding at the 33-yard line. The Renegades, at least since I've been on this broadcast crew, they haven't given up 2 field goals over 40 yards in the same season. And we're going to see Jackson Smith's kick is up.
Oh.
And it is good for 43. So Jackson Smith, I mean, you got to hand it to him. He had a little bit of practice out there too, though.
Hey, and it's the season of the Jack, man. These Jacks, that's kickers, man, is getting it in this year. They got their own Jack putting in work. Shout out to our Jack that we missed. But nonetheless, 10-6. You know, again, we talked about just finding a way to keep them out of the end zone. A 4-point game is definitely better than the alternative. And I just got word from one of my former social work buddies in the world of social work, Abraham Neshewit. His kids will be doing the Les Schwab tire roll today at the half. Again. Shout out to my man. Hey, he's an administrator at Kern Bridges. We had the same title for so long. We would share headaches, share training material.
So again, I wanted to, as we get the kickoff here, I wanted to clarify too, because this is a couple. I'm getting some messages here. I wanted to clarify what we were saying. What we were saying about the conversation that usually happens among captains. As we get the kickoff here, Jackson Smith is going to get it. It's going to come down at about the 13-yard line. That's Bubba Nettles. Nettles going to take it right up the middle of the field. Oh. He's going to get toppled over and up to the 35-yard line. So a decent return of about 24 yards for Nettles. But again, to clarify, what we were talking about was that before last week's game against Canyons, typically what leaders in the locker room, according to Coach Chapman and according to even us when we were talking on the field, off the air, was that this is an opportunity that if we continue to win, we're pretty much going to get a home bowl game. But now that's all up now to the decision makers. Right. And it's not this game right here could potentially get us in a bowl game, and who's telling if anybody's going to host. What we're saying is that before the Canyons game, we win that game, come back and win this last home game, we're putting ourselves in a really good position to host one. Now it's in the hands of the decision makers, not us.
Right, and we just got to be thankful for more football at this point, right? You know, it's one of those things you want to continue to have opportunities to show your worth. Rocket screen
out to Mekhi Smith. We do have a procedure penalty. So again, we'll as far as what happens next week or in a couple of weeks, if that's a bowl game, great. If it isn't, it's been a fantastic season. It's been a good run. But I will say though, the last thing I think we'll say about that, we'll continue on with this game. If by chance we do happen to get one, great. I hope everybody comes and supports that.
Absolutely.
Make the drive if you have to, and if it's anywhere close, get here.
I'll even cover some tickets. Reach out to me and I'll cover some tickets.
There we go.
I ain't even going to ask my wife. I'm going to just cover.
So here we go. Statler looks up. Pass is complete to Smith. Smith is going to get slung forward a couple of yards. He was actually going to be down at about the 40-yard line, and then he made one extra move and got slung for another 9 feet up to the 44. So now it's going to be a more manageable third down, 3rd and 2.
That was a veteran move by him because he caught it on the quick slant and was trying to think about making a move to get more yardage and was just like, I need to put my foot in the ground and get what I can get. And you end up with 8 yards. 3rd and 3. 3rd and 2, actually, a long 2. 40 even front for Santa Barbara with a single high safety.
And how'd you like that formation right here? Where we've got now, it looks like a power eye offset as the ball is actually tucked by Statler, and he's going to get a yard. I was confused on that because you had Jalen Hankins with 2 running backs, essentially a fullback and another halfback that was going to be able to create a lane right there, and Statler tucked it.
I like Malachi, and I know he's a versatile athlete, but if I'm going to run a ball, I'm probably going to put it in the hands of 3 other guys.
So we got 4th and 1 now from the 44.
Let's go for a hard count. Oh, we go quick.
Oh no, and then Hankins His first contact behind the line of scrimmage, and the Vaqueros are going to force a turnover on downs. And wow, that's just unfortunate right there. That was a big push right there for the Vaqueros. Got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, huge kudos to that defense. They were ready for what the Renegade offense brought to the table. We tried to go quick and catch them off guard, and they were ready for it. I like the hard count in that moment and then punt the football because it's still early in the second quarter. And this offense has moved the ball pretty effectively. You don't want to keep giving them a half a field to work with a 4-point lead.
Renegades down 4, 12-16 remaining in the first half. The Vaqueros are starting at the Renegade 43-yard line.
Low snap.
Doherty is able to get a completed pass. A great tackle right there. Will Cannibaloff is able to wrap him up.
Can't say enough about our linebacker core between Amart and Cannibaloff. You know, these guys have played lights out and filling the shoes of a great Logan Bowers very well. 2nd and 6. Trips left for the Vaqueros. Renegades in a man coverage look.
Doherty fakes, or actually does hand it off right up the middle to number 28, Antonio Trump.
Carry number 28.
That was a huge tackle right there, because if we don't make that play, I believe it's Phoenix Tusa. That's a 40-yard touchdown run.
Chase Gratt is who they gave credit to that tackle for.
Big Chase.
Now we're going to have 3rd and 5 from the 37-yard line. So far today, the Vaqueros have only converted that 1 third down that went for a touchdown. So this is their 5th attempt at 3rd down. The pass is going to be complete over the middle. And this is going to be for a big gain. It's going to be inside the 20-yard line after the receiver was able to shed 3 tackles on that one run. First down for the Vaqueros.
Yeah, great job extending the play by the quarterback and just catching them on that crossing route. Now they're looking to go up as they get to the 16-yard line with 10:40 left to play in this first half.
Luke Collins was the receiver on that last play from Boynton Beach, Florida. About 10:20 remaining in the second quarter. Doherty under the center now. It's going to be a reverse. Ben Stewart. Whoa! And a big hit. Julian Smith. I'll tell you what. Hit Stick Smith is that should have been his nickname all year long.
That was a huge effort to cover that amount of grass and still have that impact. That's just nothing but that pursuit drill that we did every Tuesday as a defense, running sideline to sideline. Get to the cone, get to the cone.
Ball's at the 12-yard line, trying to get to the 6, 2nd and 6. Doherty out of the shotgun, hands it off again to Trone. Trone up the middle. He's going to get close to a first down. We're going to see what the spot is. Right now it looks like it's going to be short a yard at the 7-yard line.
Xander Polito.
That offensive line is doing a good job up front.
That they are. They get a good push. So now 3rd and 1. Vaqueros 2 of 5 so far. Every time they've been able to convert on 3rd down, either a big run or a touchdown. So
we got to get penetration here, Renegade Rob.
Here we go. Doherty with a sweep out to Trone. Trone inside the 5. He's going to pick up the first down, but they're going to keep him out of the end zone. And that was Aaron Martinez on the tackle.
Yeah, toss sweep. Just a great job by that whole right side of that offensive line. And they're playing with some pride right now and the momentum. 1st and goal, Vaqueros.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Quick shout out to our VIP tent. Yes, we got some Hall of Fame inductees over there enjoying the tent today.
The President's Tents over there, Dr. Jerry Fliger, always the gracious host. It's a handoff up the middle to Donovan Harris, goes absolutely nowhere. In fact, it's going to go backwards a yard.
Stop number 11, Aaron Martinez.
Aaron Martinez once again with a big tackle.
Loss of a yard on the play.
Can't say their names enough. Our 2 team leading tacklers are our middle linebackers. They're trying to play with some pride right now as it's 2nd and goal from the 4.
Just about 8 minutes to play. 10-6 lead for the Vaqueros, and they are at the Renegade 4-yard line, knocking at the door here. Doherty out of the shotgun. He looks up, he lobs a pass into the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. Good coverage right there by, once again, Julian Smith. And that was more of a pursuit as well, too, as that was his swing route that was coming out.
Right, and he did a great job of getting there and playing the ball at the highest points. Key in the hands because you don't want to look too early. You look at the hands as soon as they go up, you play the ball. Great job by the Fresh Prince.
So now we've got 3rd and goal, another 3rd down opportunity for the Vaqueros. Vaqueros converted on their last 2 3rd downs.
But again, this is another great opportunity for the defense to show their pride and hold them to a field goal, but now we have a timeout on the field.
Give us a chance to take a quick timeout here on Current News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM, live streaming on GoGames.com. All right, we are back. Live coverage of Renegades football here at Memorial Stadium. 3rd and goal, Vaqueros. Doherty, pressured, gets the pass off, and his pass is going to be complete, but knocked out of bounds.
Pass complete to number
Great play right there by number 9, Tyler Lewis.
Forced out of bounds by number 9.
Yeah, an amazing effort. We're talking about floating sideline to sideline in the pursuit. And now it looks like they're going to go ahead and send out the field goal team. Another great job by the defense blowing up and preventing touchdowns. Preventing touchdowns keeps you in the game.
That's right. 7:25 remaining in the 2nd quarter. You're going to have Jackson Smith out there to attempt a 21-yard field goal from the right hash. Be a good time to get a block.
Ooh, huge block last night in that Driller game.
Yes, sir. Here we go. Jackson Smith's kick is up.
Oh, and it's blocked!
Hey!
You called it. You called it. You called it, Renegade Rob. You said we need a block, and you got your crystal ball out. That's what I'm talking about, baby boy.
Hey, I'm speaking into existence. Call me LeVar Ball.
Amazing job by the defense getting some penetration, and we couldn't tell who got the hand up, but he sure let you know it. Amazing job by the defense. Talking about blowing up.
I'm going to do my LeVar Ball walk up here on the Dameron deck.
Wow. You spoke that into existence right there, partner, and that's why they pay you the big bucks.
That's where I started, mopping floors. Then I was washing lettuce. Next, I'll be on the cash. Here we go. Ball passed out to Devin Sundgren. Sundgren is going to get wrapped up after about a 3-yard pickup up to the 24-yard line. If you don't know that reference, it's fantastic. John Landis movie from 1988, directed by John Landis, but Eddie Murphy
on the play, 2nd down and 7.
Rest in peace to John Amos. He was going to play my dad in our film Dead Rabbits.
That's right.
Now we got to halt production and cast another person to play my father in the film.
Here we go. 2nd and 7 from the 23. Statler hands the ball off to Jacoby Pointer. Pointer is going to get up to the 30-yard line and a first down for the Renegades.
I mean, number 2 is the kind of guy that you probably could line up and hand it to him or throw it to him every time, and he's going to get results. You don't call him the MVP for nothing, because I can pretty much guarantee, I'm going to say Charles Barkley, guarantee that when it come time for the banquet, he's probably going to get that MVP trophy.
Guarantee.
Guarantee.
Come on, man.
Twins right for the Renegades.
Statler out of the shotgun. He looks over to C.J. Tolbert. Tolbert with a stiff arm, and he gets another 4 yards after that stiff arm up to the 43-yard line. First down, Renegades.
Blown coverage by that secondary, not being accountable for the man in the flat. How about Statler just continuing to make the right decisions?
C.J. Tolbert, I tell you what, every time he touches the ball, it's either a first down or a touchdown. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Renegades at their own 43-yard line. Statler with Pointer behind him.
Trips right.
We got Sundgren, Richmond going from right to left in motion. Now they're going to give it to Pointer. Pointer is going to go outside. He's He's going to pick up maybe about a yard or two.
And up to number 2, Jacoby Pointer.
That's a great tackle by that outside backer there.
On the stop, number 33, Dietrich Abinet.
Number 33 was the tackler on that. Dietrich Abinet, 6'1" linebacker out of Phoenix, Arizona.
You know, so 4:50 to play in this first half. Renegades have to capitalize on this field position right here. That beautiful sunset in the background.
We've got a whistle, and I'll tell you what, that might be, if you guys are near a window, if you're listening, go outside.
Encroachment
look to the west.
on the defense, 5-yard penalty.
That might be one of the best fall sunsets.
Still second down.
As we had a, see on that last play, Pointer got it up, but then we had an offsides penalty against the Vaqueros, brings it up to the 49-yard line. So now we've got C.J. Tolbert in motion. Statler out of the shotgun, gives it off to David Smith. Smith looks like he got enough for the first down, up to the Vaquero 47-yard line. And yes, that's going to be enough.
Yeah, and there comes a point where you just got to stop getting cute. Just let big guys be big guys and put hats on hats. And that's what the offensive line did right there.
Just about 4 minutes to play in this second quarter. Renegades down 4. Defense has hold pat. So we've got Statler, rolls out, and his pass is going to be incomplete. It was intended for Mekhi Smith, and he was lucky to get that one away, as he had 2 defenders in his face. And I tell you what, this defense, I do want to highlight it. I mean, because the Vaqueros had the ball twice in the red zone and came away with only 3 points. I mean, this, it could really be, it'd have to be another 11 points on that scoreboard right now, be 21-6.
Man, that's why I'm so proud of the defense, man, and brings me back to another topic. We got to figure out a way to make defensive stats great again.
Pointer.
We don't have no defensive stats in these programs, just offense.
No, we don't. Again, talking to James McGill.
Mason Pacheco.
Mr. Hall, his boy, my guy.
Mikey Hall. Mikey Hall is ahead of me on that all-time interception list, too.
Fighting
10.
Illini.
Big Ten veteran. He's a DB gang veteran.
So now we're going to have a 3rd and 4 from the 41-yard line after that Pointer reception. Again, just over 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. Smith in the backfield with Statler. It's going to be a jet sweep this time over to Jalen Richmond, but that's not going to pick up anything. He's got a great coverage right there by number 52, Connor Lopez, for the Vaqueros.
Yeah, they read that very well. We faked the toss sweep and brought the end around underneath. We ran that play last week to success. Just a great job by them flying sideline to sideline and minimizing that gain. 4th and 5 for the Renegades. This is crucial.
This is going to be 4th down territory all the way up until you maybe
get inside the 10-yard line. Statler with Tolbert in motion left to right. Looks up. His pass is going to be complete to Jalen Richmond. Richmond's going to have a first down, and he's going to be out of bounds
number 8,
at the
Jalen
29-yard
Richmond.
line.
On the tackle, number 24, Sean Mays. First down, Renegades at the 30-yard line.
Shades of Mr. Marks. Oh, my goodness. Shout out to Mr. Marks. ESPN top 5, Mr. Marks. Ball now at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Renegades. They are driving inside Vaqueros territory.
Yeah, and as we play a little check with me and get a timeout, you want to. I've seen guys come up here and develop as players and end up following their dreams.
Here we go. Statler, play action pass. He's going to throw in a double coverage right there. Now we got a penalty, but Jalen
Number 8, Jalen Richmond.
is going
Flag thrown at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, definitely.
And Richmond had a little bit of something to say to that DB as he was going out of bounds.
Gotta wonder if it's interference or maybe something a little rough or targeted towards the backside of that.
Pass interference called against the defense.
15-yard penalty and a first down for the Renegades.
First down, Renegades.
Now they're inside the red zone at the 15-yard line. Hurry up offense right here. As you got Mekhi Smith and Richmond flanked out left and right. Statler with Tolbert, Hankins, and Smith in the backfield. Tolbert from right to left on the motion. The give is to Smith. Smith is inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5, on his feet, and down at the 1-yard line. Great block by C.J. Tolbert.
Somebody's
On the stop, number 27, Anthony Artis.
Smith. This kid's running like he didn't get a carry last week. And we were wondering where it was.
First and goal, Renegades.
Speculate, but he's definitely
At the 1-yard line.
Down to the 1-yard line. Just over a minute and a half to play. Renegades have an opportunity to take some time off this clock right here before they get in. Don't want to give the Vaqueros the ball with too much time. Now we're going to have, looks like a timeout for the Renegades, and it'll give us an opportunity to take one quick timeout before halftime on Current News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM. Live streaming on GoGaze.com. All right, Renegade football fans, here we are. First and goal from the 1-yard line for the Renegades. Malachi Statler in the backfield, hands the ball off to David Smith. David Smith pushes his way up, and he's going to get stopped short of the goal line. But again, not necessarily a bad thing, as they're down
by number 17, Thomas and
clock is running out. Renegades are going to have a chance to take the
No
lead
gain on the play.
into
Second down and goal at the 1-yard line.
and this is just going to take more time.
right. I mean, we're confident in our ability to get a touchdown with 3 more downs with this offensive line and the success that they've had. Tripp's right.
Statler, once again out of the backfield, gives it to David Smith, and he's hit for the touchdown.
David Smith on the ISO right up that A-gap. Just a great job by the offensive line. But like you said, Parker, another 25 to 30 seconds off of that clock, minimizing opportunity for the Vaqueros. Touchdown, really good.
Sophia is going to be out there to attempt the extra point. Evan Simmons will hold it. Aiden Eggers is the long snapper out of
Number
Bakersfield.
58, Carlos Villa.
Villa missed his first extra point. So here we go. Kick is up. This time it is
The kick
good.
is good.
54 seconds remaining in
It's the
this
Renegades
first half.
12.
Renegades have a 13-10 lead. It is
Correction, the
Military
Renegades
Appreciation
13,
Day.
the Vaqueros
We had
10.
a day off this past week. And again, big salute to all of our active service members. And again, we're talking about gentlemen that have played here at Bakersfield College, but also went on to serve our country.
I mean, the first one that comes to mind is, my teammate and co-captain, Jeremy Stott. Dr. Stott. Let me correct myself. PhD. What makes Jeremy's story so special, he was the most class clownish guy in our locker room. He's 6'5". He's just always a fun guy, having fun, and just wasn't serious.
Got that square jaw on him.
Yeah, you take a guy like that who's just such a fun guy and just a crazy wild guy on the
here
field.
today?
I'm pretty sure he is.
Got to give him a text.
But watching his success as a military serviceman after our football journey was just a beautiful experience for me as his teammate.
So here we go. Carlos Villa going to be kicking off from the 40-yard line. Low ground ball kick is going to be taken at the 8-yard line. That's number 81, Ollie Joseph Jr.
Ooh!
And big hit right there.
Woo!
Number 43 for the Renegades, James Moon.
Brought down by number 43.
Boy, man, he about to take him to the moon on that one, man. He cleaned him up. Second guy coming in is usually trying to strip it or take him out. And that's just a great job by that kickoff coverage team. We've talked about our coverage teams in kickoff and punt. They are the reason for much of our success throughout the season and the wins that we've had, the way that they're covering kicks.
We're going to call him James Supermoon in honor of the supermoon last night.
Yeah, that was a beautiful moon.
Big one. I'm sure Vance Palm was somewhere just taking a look up at that.
Him and Coach Corford was over there in Rosedale land.
Bro, yeah, Frontier Centennial.
Yeah, they had the call last night. I didn't pay any attention to it because it was driller time.
4-yard pickup right there on the first play of the drive for the Vaqueros. 24 seconds and counting remaining. They're deep in their own territory. Renegades would love to have a quick turnover right here. The ball is handed off to Donovan Harris. Harris is going to pick up another couple yards to the 20-yard line. It's probably going to be the final play of the half, and it is as time runs out on the second half. Renegades, not a real pretty first half, but they're going in the locker room with a 3-point lead.
First half, the score, the Bakersfield College Renegades 13. The Santa Barbara City College.
We're going to take a timeout here on Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, live streaming on GoGays.com. We'll come back with some halftime action here at Memorial Stadium for Renegades football. All right, Renegade football fans, welcome back to halftime coverage of Renegades football right here on Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM. And for our home games, we are live streaming on GoGays.com. Before we get into the stats of the first half, we wanted to go ahead and recognize a couple of athletes of the week here at Bakersfield College from the past week, starting off with our female athlete of the week, and that was Cameron Briggs. Volleyball for the Renegades. She's a sophomore volleyball standout, and she put on a powerful display on Friday's home win against Glendale College for sophomore night. So they took that match 3-1. Briggs came out with 11 kills and 16 digs. The real performance came on Saturday against Santa Barbara. She helped her team get another big win in 3-1. She finished the game with 10 kills, an impressive 24 digs, and 4 service aces. So fantastic work to Cameron Briggs. And our male athlete of the week was Atsin Angiano, the sophomore cross-country star, competed at the SoCal Championships on Friday, November 8th, and ended 11th out of 191 athletes, a race that was nearly 30 seconds faster than the SoCal previews a few weeks ago. The cross-country athlete helped his team place 5th overall and earn a spot at the 3C 2A Championships, and also earned first Team SoCal's. Fantastic work, and a round of applause for Atsin Angiano, the sophomore cross-country star.
Nice.
So those were our athletes of the week there for the Renegades, and we've had a lot of sophomore days so far out here. I know both soccer teams on sophomore nights this past week picked up some victories.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful to see. I mean, as we end the winter or the fall sports season, people playing to their maximum potential. Definitely been a great week.
And we also kicked off basketball this past week. Hoops was on the court, and they opened up with a win, at least on the ladies' side, 75-61 over Porterville. And the men behind Coach McCall got him his win against Barstow, 62-39. So good job to Greg and the men. They went out, got
Congrats
their win
on your
against
first
Barstow.
dub, Coach.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. After all those years out there building up a strong program for the ladies at Cal State Land, Runnerville, he comes over here, and he's already starting to build a nice little program for the Renegades. So anyhow, we're going to get to this first half, and what we've seen was something that we typically have been seeing in losses that we've had, and that's just sputtering on offense, and also just giving up, big plays on things that are super easy to be able to cover.
Yeah, and you got to wonder how much of it is knowing that you're not going to have opportunity at the playoff scenario. I hate to say it, sometimes the young guys just feel like there's nothing to play for if you're not playing in the postseason. But ultimately, you don't like seeing it. My motto has always been, get off the bus ready to go. And it seems like we're not doing that often in moments. We're usually playing great from behind, right? And then we're trying to figure out how to finish the game at the end of the game. That's why we're always having these close contests, because we're not executing and having that killer instinct like Coach Paul said we needed.
Yeah, that's right. And then I was scrolling across for all this Roadrunner action that's going on. I see the picture of Coach Ferreira. And, a guy with a mentality like that wouldn't come out here and checking their pads, even if there was nothing really to play for in the playoffs.
Right.
So
Probably should get Coach Ferreira in there and little cross collateral coaching. I think that's good. I mean, for players to have access to other coaches and get different philosophies, because it's all about teaching and education.
You know, again, we had talked about Coach Rick Van Horn. I got to play for him in high school. But you say that, and I remember, you have a different philosophy with a Coach Van Horn than you get, other baseball coaches that I had played for. But I had the opportunity to be around the East High gym after Coach Dominguez had retired. He was still coming around. But then you get the legend in Milt Henderson that was around there.
Man,
and he's just so even killed.
Yeah, so opposite styles,
just
right?
Incredibly docile. And that doesn't necessarily say he can't teach guys how to win. He can't teach that killer instinct, but he just does it in a different way. It's just real nice and smooth. And again, I wasn't a basketball player.
Right.
We would go inside the gym, and he would still show us some stuff.
Right.
I mean, even though we were just football, baseball guys, like, hey man, let me show you how to hold that ball a little bit better. It's gonna be easier for it to come out of your hand.
And that's the value of having great men and women in leadership roles to pass that knowledge down, even as the students are walking the hallways and just dropping jewels in them as they proceed through life.
Right. Our the football team over at East High, I had to tell some of those guys that I've known ever since they were freshmen, like, you guys have no idea that you have one of the greatest football players to ever come out of Bakersfield, and Steve Wofford is just walking the halls.
Walking campus.
So if you ever want to tap into some greatness, talk to him. Got another security guard over there, Desmond Stansel, who was over at Bakersfield High not too long ago as well, too.
Yep, went to school with my son.
Absolutely.
Class of 2018.
Go talk to these guys.
I actually had training with Stansel over at the district when I got started this season.
Oh, yeah. And smart young man.
And we've had those conversations on campus, and I had to explain to some of the students why I took the position, even though it's not a hierarchy position that I've usually held as a boss, right? And I had to explain to kid, like, hey, sometimes people do things just because they love to do it. It's not about the dollar amount. They just want to be where they were to contribute how men contributed to their successes. And you can see the kid's eyes light up as he started figuring out who I was outside of the yellow shirt, right? Yep. And he was like, wow, I didn't know you did all that stuff. I was like, yes, a lot of us walking around here in yellow shirts that have done some amazing things that you dream of doing. You just got to be willing to accept the guidance.
That's right. And that goes back to this coaching staff over here that Coach Littlejohn has put together, and the amount of tutelage that they get every day. I mean, you get Tyler Thompson on defense. You've got Eric Duncan on defense.
Right.
Coach Littlejohn himself.
Defense.
Just defense.
DB gang.
But on the other side, we have Ken Chapman, Richie Castro, Coach Dean, Coach Dameron. These guys are all great in their own respect. They could all be running programs of their own, and they're all a part of one staff.
Man.
And they're able to pass it along. That goes back to, again, you want your kids to come over here and continue to develop, and not necessarily have to compete against all these NIL kids.
Right.
But get them going,
Yep. And one of the things that I love as well about our coaching staff is bringing on my frat brother, Dwayne Cantrell. He's a former San Jose State guy that went to school with a lot of our legends here and ended up marrying and lives in this environment. But he's also my brother of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. He's the wellness coach, along with Coach Peterson, who's our strength coach. Like, so many valuable men teaching people how to think through the process. And that's what you got to be thankful for as we talk about enjoying the journey, right? Not about wins or losses. You see, we haven't brought up the scoreboard in the last few minutes.
No, we're talking about
life.
We're talking about life and how here in this community of Bakersfield, how football has taught a lot of young men who become leaders in this community. We talked about Dr. Stott, who was a service member. He was a Division I athlete, professional football player. He gives back to his community. He's back here at his alma mater instructing. I mean, it's amazing. So we're going to take a quick time out. We're going to come right back with some second half Renegade football action here. It is 13-10 Renegades over the Vaqueros with 2 quarters of football left right here on Curtin News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGays.com. right, as we come back in from the break, if you're live streaming with us, you get an opportunity to take a look at that amazing horizon just to the west of us, right over the Pacific, that Pacific range that we got out there. The West Valley, it is fantastic. Great time of year, Kenny. I mean, you can still, we were talking about how that photo that they got of you, Current High Network, you look like a linebacker out there because you have all those layers, and we got our layers going on up here. I see Julian right over here with that big coat on. He said, hey, I can deal with the cold. It's the wind. The wind will get you. Yeah, exactly. That's when you got to get out Vaseline, cake it up on your face, put the Carmex on your lips, but no mayo. So what we're going to try to see, hopefully, out of this Renegades offense coming out is just basically some quick strikes to really assert themselves in the second half. So this way they can kind of show, again, they have a chance to potentially earn another game if the powers that be take a look at it. But they're going to look back at some of these games and say, okay, what did this Bakersfield College team do, and what might they be able to do with one extra game?
Yeah, and just to clarify to our listening audience, there's no guarantees. You know, that will play in anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we draw your attention to the 20-yard line
half of
for a
football
special
left,
presentation.
As
Ladies and
a
gentlemen, this is
sophomore, as
referee
you're playing
Bob
for your
Yoakum's final
football
game
life from an
of his
audition
career
perspective
as an official.
to the next level, because
He
you
wanted to
still
make
got
this year
coaches
his
and
last
recruiters
game at Bakersfield
looking
College.
for guys
We appreciate your many
to help
years
their
of service,
teams
Mr.
advance to the
Yoakum,
next level.
to
And
this
the
community
college portal
and the officiating crew.
is always a valuable
Once again,
one
give it up, ladies and
to
gentlemen,
the
for Bob
Division I pool.
Yoakum.
That's right. And for them to be able to see that you played in the bowl game, you stepped up. And, I mean, I can tell you this. Out of that Freedom Bowl game that we played last year, ELAC had 3 guys that went into Power 5 conference schools right out of that game alone because of the performance that they had against the Renegades.
Man, speaking of, I remember the Mount Sac running back that we played against, Mr. White. He's on ESPN every week with his featured specials. You know, and it just goes to show the level of talent that we see week in and week out can put you in the position to be one of the people living out their dreams through this athletic experience.
Renegades are going to get the opening kickoff for this second half as they deferred in the first. Usually it's been pretty standard of Coach Littlejohn to defer to get the second half kickoff, and it's usually come to great success. You get to see a whole lot of big returns in the second half. And as we look down there, you've got some incredibly fast rabbits down there in Devin Sungren, Jacoby Pointer, and Bubba Nettles.
Man, I'm telling you, if those white sleeves get a hand on the ball, get your popcorn ready.
They're going to kick it away from the white sleeves.
Of course.
Give it over to Nettles. Nettles slips. He stays on his feet. Oh, no, they're going to whistle him dead. Turf Monster just jumped up and bit him, got him at the 9-yard line. That's unfortunate right there. Just as I was hyping up this opening kickoff.
And, I mean, if you're a kicker, that's exactly who you want to kick it to out of the 3 people who are back deep there.
Yeah, he's more of a running back, not necessarily one of those outside skill guys. But nonetheless, 1st and 10 for the Renegades at their own 9-yard line.
Trips left for the Renegades. Pistol formation for Statler.
Statler hands the ball off to Hankins. Hankins runs into trouble early. He's able to roll off that first tackle. He's able to at least pick up 1 yard on that play up to the 10, 2nd and 9.
Zone read to the left-hand side, and Hankins is deceptively strong. I talked about that last night with Mr. Hecker on the sideline. He usually makes the first guy miss or runs through a guy. You just don't expect that from someone of his size unless you know who he is. Shotgun spread set for Statler in the Gades. Quarters coverage for the Vaqueros.
Fakes a handoff to Hankins. He gets the ball outside to Richmond, to Pointer, but it was incomplete.
Now look down at Statler. He's standing on the opposite hash. He's throwing that football all the way to the outside of the numbers. That's a 30-yard throw.
Yeah.
Dangerous. You don't want. I don't suggest doing that.
And to pick up minimal yardage. I mean, if Pointer comes down with that ball, he's already in the grass. May go for 3 yards.
Maybe.
So here we go, 3rd and 9. Statler out of the shotgun. He looks up, stands tall in the pocket, gets the ball over, and that should have been intercepted by the Vaqueros. Tell you what, that was very scary. Number 33, Dietrich Abinet, had his hands on the ball. Second time that Dietrich Abinet's had his hand on the ball tonight.
And that's why he plays defense. But I'm thankful for it because had he caught that, that was 6.
That was 6, absolutely. So we've got
high snap.
Rat, who's going to kick it left-footed out of his own end zone.
Nice.
It's going to get up past the 40-yard line, and it's going to be touched down just at about the 42, maybe call it the 41-yard line. Vaqueros again with some very fortunate field positioning. I can tell you, we get to the 10th game of the season, and this is the best field positioning that any opponent has had against Bakersfield College overall.
But still no punt return yardage.
There you go.
This is an amazing stat, ladies and gentlemen. We can't get away from it.
We've got
all season, we've only given up 1 punt yard.
And we've got 29 minutes of football remaining here, and I don't think – I mean, the way this is going, this is going to be an amazing stat.
This is a record-breaking stat. This will be the record-breaking stat that the special teams unit can hang their hat on moving forward. All right, so you got quads left for the Vaqueros with an ace formation or 40 even front for the Renegades in man coverage.
So Doherty, under center, pitches it out to number 1. He's going to cut it instead of taking it out as a sweep, ends up cutting it back and runs into trouble, only picks up a yard. That was Donovan Harris.
Man, I'll tell you who brought him down, though. That was the great Danny Johnson Jr. doing a fantastic job making the first man miss and keeping containment.
Oh, but we got, looks like we got a penalty on the play.
Oh, I missed that, partner.
All right, so
illegal
procedure against the Vaqueros, so that last play not going to count.
Yeah, because they had quads to the left and you didn't have enough guys on the line. You had 4 guys in the back, well, 5 guys in the backfield, and you got to get one of those guys up on the line of scrimmage. Shotgun double set for Santa Barbara. 1st and 15.
Doherty out of the shotgun. Doherty looks to his right. His pass is deflected at the line.
Job.
Great job right there by number 92, Chase Gratt, to get his hand up.
Chase Gratt is having a fantastic night, Renegade Raw.
And his brother, the kicker.
How you like Gratt?
Taft High's finest, Chase Gratt.
Best of times, man. Look that movie up. Talk about it all the time.
The great Robin Williams,
Rest
Kurt
in peace,
Russell.
Robin Williams. Taft and BHS legacy rivalry. It's one of my favorite football movies.
Wildcats.
Top 5.
What were the what was the Bakersfield mascot in that
I
movie?
thought it was like the Generals or something. I can't remember exactly what it was.
So screen pass up to the tight end for the Vaqueros, and he's going to try to get his way up towards the first down. That was number 87, Will Roberts. He's going to be about 2 yards shy at the 33-yard line, trying to get to the 31. So it'll bring up 3rd and 2 for the Vaqueros.
Perfectly timed call by the offensive coordinator.
3rd down and 2 at the Renegade 33-yard line.
Taking advantage of that over-aggressive Renegade defense.
So the Vaqueros are 3 of 7 so far tonight from 3rd down.
Shotgun double set. Renegades looking like we're going to bring some pressure.
And they do. Doherty's going to be flushed, and his pass is going to be incomplete. Big pressure right there from Aaron Martinez and Chase Gratt once again.
We have a defense what's called the hammer, where we're bringing guys both outside backers, but on that sequence, we drop one out and we keep one coming. Amazing pressure from the backside by Generalao.
So the Vaqueros going to keep their offense out on the field, the 4th and 2. They have not attempted from 4th down so far today, so their first attempt, we're going to see how it goes. They're going to hand the ball off up the middle. It's going to get
He's not going to get there.
And it's going to be short.
Great job.
So Donovan Harris first ran into Chase Gratt. Gratt was the man on that drive right there.
Wow, talk about showing them what time it is. Chase Gratt basically took over inside, and that was just a phenomenal stop. That could be a game-saving stop right there by the Renegade defense. And we started the broadcast bragging on this defensive line and how consistent they've been. They got about 5 guys that can play at the next level down there. You got Grant, you got Tusa,
Good speed.
you got good speed, you got Macon. I mean, there's so many guys.
Polito.
That's 5 guys right there making plays week in and week
Haven't
out.
even talked about Hugo Camacho. Jacoby Pointer. Oh! He gets shoestring tackled. Otherwise, that was 6. He gets past the 50-yard line and a first down for the Renegades.
On the tackle, number 23.
Number 23 was able to pick up the tackle, but it was actually number 3 that came up and got his shoelaces, David Kabongo.
Man, shoestring tackle. It might have been a cleat tackle. He probably grabbed him on the bottom of his foot by the cleat to bring him down.
So if he would have had quarter-inch cleats instead of those half inches, he'd been all right. So we got a penalty before the snap. Probably going to be some procedure penalty.
Yeah, kudos to the officials
Or it
tonight.
could even be a substitution penalty. I did see. Oh, no, it is going to be an offsides penalty against the Vaqueros.
Wow.
So somebody was lined up offsides. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. First
My
and 5.
confusion there is why are we stopping the play? If
Correct.
they're lined up offsides,
Let the play run.
let the play run, and
Unless
it's a free play.
Unless it's unabated.
Because that basically robs us of a free opportunity. You throw the flag and let the play continue to give the offense an opportunity to take advantage of that. Nonetheless, 1st and 5.
And again, it almost looks like they're lined up again offsides, but the handoff is to Pointer.
And Pointer got to do a better job securing that football inside. He had a fumble last week, too.
Late flag. He did have the playmakers for the Renegades all had a fumble each last week. Hankins,
Wow,
Smith, and
legal
Pointer.
hands to the face.
So is that going to be a personal
That's going to be
foul?
15.
Wow. So now this is going to end up being a 1st and 20 now from the Renegade 39-yard line. Renegades are trying to get to the other 39-yard line.
Shout out to our man Todd Hansen as he comes up. Happy birthday month, brother.
That's right, all those Scorpios.
I'm surrounded.
Represent. That's right. As we got another penalty flag. Statler, his pass is going to be completed to Dandridge. Dandridge gets the ball down to about the 48-yard line. We're going to see what this penalty is. Head linesman over here on the Vaquero side was the one that threw it right at the snap of the football.
He's been busy tonight, and it's been all quality, too. Everything he's calling has been righteous, but he's been active on this left side.
Looks like he's got a little bit of a hitch in his giddy-up as well, too. He's walking around. So here we go. You're gonna hear from we're not hearing. I know they had some mic issues earlier. So
encroachment again.
Wow.
Talk about bonehead plays by the Vaqueros 2 times.
But then we also had an ineligible receiver for the Renegades, so it's going to be offsetting all that, and we're just going to replay first down. So it does say 1st and 5 still on the scoreboard. It's actually 1st and 20 for the Renegades back at their own 39-yard line. Yeah, shout out to Todd Hansen, our community relations man here at Memorial Stadium. He's been taking care of the Les Schwab tire roll and making sure that we get some tickets out to the community to get people here. And again, if you haven't come to a football game yet this year, sorry we missed you this year. And next year, hope to get you more games. So Jacoby Pointer's last run goes for nothing. 2nd and 22.
Yeah, kudos to all of our people behind the scene that make things happen. You know, so many people to name.
Yeah. Starting off with Dr. Jerry Flieger, president. He says he just gets out of the way and lets the athletic director, Reggie Bolton, make some calls. We got Tolbert again with a lot of room. He's down the sideline. And he's up to about the 35-yard line. And once again, if C.J. Tolbert touches the football, it's either 6 or a first down.
Well, this is a great play design by Coach Dean and Coach Dameron. They roll right in a quick throwback screen. Great job by Statler getting it over the outstretched arms of that defensive end. First down, Renegades. First down.
If we get the ball 27 yards down the sideline. C.J. Tolbert, he's a behind-the-scenes guy for the Renegades.
Blue collar, brings his lunch pail.
He's got those simple tube socks right there. As Statler looks up, and his pass is going to be complete.
Wow!
Across the field to Makai. Don't call me Pfeiffer Smith. He's going to get it down inside the 20-yard line. First down for the Renegades at the Vaquero 17-yard line.
We run that flood route, and it's a corner route, and that has to be a perfect pass because you have the left corner who's waiting for that throw, and it's just a perfect throw right over the outstretched arms again. Malachi Statler,
Great
so
touch.
much touch.
Great touch.
And
Good ball.
Great ball.
So here we go. Statler out of the shotgun. Gives the ball to Hankins. Hankins off power. Ugh. Wow, that was a joystick right there.
Yes, sir. A little truck stick. But I'm going to take it all the way back to our preseason broadcast during the scrimmage. And you asked me, who are my favorite quarterbacks for Bakersfield all the time? And I told you I like Malachi Statler as one of my top 5 quarterbacks I've ever seen. And the throws that he's making tonight, and even the 5-touchdown game, kind of validates that.
And we're going to get a chance to see him next year.
Ooh-wee.
Along with Vince Igoa, if he's going to return as well. We got Hankins up the middle. Hankins powering. He's inside the 5. He's got another first down for the Renegades. Shout out Mahanky Fitness for getting this guy lower body right. He is pushing piles at that 5'7" frame.
But how about the offensive line and our big guys up front?
Oh, I've got it. I do have to mention.
Goodness.
I do have to mention number 69, Titus Yepes, and I'll tell you why. As we've got first and goal from the 3-yard line. Statler out of the shotgun with Hankins behind him. Give us to Hankins up the middle. Hankins, he's going to push. He's going to be close, and he's in for the touchdown.
Boom! Joystick Jalen showing off everything we talked about, how powerful this kid is between the tackles. Touchdown, Renegades.
Just an amazing drive right there, and to be able to give it to the sophomore, Jalen Hankins, who I'm sure has the entire Hankins/Carson family here to support him as they did at Liberty High School. Right here at Bakersfield College, got to play 6 years of football here in front of the home crowd, and I wish him nothing but the best wherever he decides to go next year. As we got Carlos Villa on to attempt the extra point to make it a 10-point ball game. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and it is good. 7:58 remaining in the third quarter, and I'll go back to why I was going to talk about Titus Yepes. Yepes was the feature player on the mic, if you've seen it on Instagram, for Renegades athletes. Nice. Okay, so I didn't know Titus was all of 23 years old.
Wow.
So because he's the oldest guy on the football team, guess what his nickname is?
What is it?
Unk.
That is so dope. I wish we had that all year, man. We needed that info early.
So Unk is what he's been called. And number 71, Brady Phillips, one of our backup linemen, goes up to him and says, "Hey, man, why don't you just stop and start a family already?"
He's like, because I'm still balling, kid.
So shout out to Titus Yepes. He was a good sport, and I tell you what, smartest guys on the field really are the guys in the trenches, those hogs, man, there, because they gotta know everywhere where everybody's gonna go, so this way they can get there and block for him. As the kick is taken at the 7-yard line. Got a lot of room.
Got to make
That's number 1, Luke Collins. Sorry, Donovan Harris.
Chase
gets it up
with the huge orders. That Cannibal or Furtado?
Oh, we got a flop down there. Oh, no! And that's going to be a penalty flag. Number 43, James Supermoon, was going towards his own sideline. Number 81 for the Vaqueros, Ali Joseph Jr. was going to coming back to his sideline. He got right in front of Moon. Moon pushed his hand out. He took a San Antonio Spur flop. It goes down. Oh, the flag was waved off.
And then they drop another one.
But then he also stepped on it. It seemed like he put it out like he was putting out a cigarette.
That was very interesting because they waved it out. And then he was like, man, we throw it. I guess that's punishment for throwing a flag you shouldn't throw from the white hat. Get out of here. throwing that flag. That was
Shout
funny.
out to anybody who knows what putting out a cigarette means. That's an old that is an old term for old people like us.
Oh,
Remember back in the day when people smoked cigarettes. Everybody
number
used to.
19, Aaron Jackson falls incomplete.
Seemed like it.
well, you know, as we get back to the game, that's an unfortunate drop right there for Santa Barbara because they played so well
Right.
in the first half, and they come out in the second half, and the Renegade momentum just takes them away, and now they get the first down that they get in this drive and go incomplete, setting them behind the chain, 2nd and 10.
I'm just hoping if we get a touchdown, somebody will be able to put out their foot like that in celebration. Be nice. Here we go. 2nd and 10 for the Vaqueros at the 41. Pressure from the backside. The pass is off, nearly intercepted off the hands, and that's a big hit right there as number 12, Will Doherty, takes some incoming. Number 90, excuse me, that was 95 for the Renegades, Xander Polito. And Phoenix Tusa was also in pursuit of Doherty, so it's 3rd and 10 for the Vaqueros.
Partner, I know it's a little early, but the way this defensive line is playing, they look like they want the whole Red Shield award at the end of this game because each one of those guys down there has made a play, contributed to some pass rush and some air throws. Shotgun double set for the Vaqueros. Renegades looking like we're bringing some double A gap pressure, and they drop out.
They drop it, but they still get pressure on Doherty. Doherty,
It's off!
intercepted. Got a little bit of room. That's Aaron Martinez. He's up past the 20-yard line. He's going to be inside the 15. That's actually Will Cannavaloff down to the 14-yard line. And there's the turnover that the Renegades defense needed. First down inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
Well, Will Cannavaloff heard me trying to give away the player of the game to the defensive line, and he said, Coach Cal, hold my Pepsi.
Not to mention, did you see how you had said it? Looks like they were bringing pressure. Dropped it back, still got pressure on the quarterback, but those guys that dropped back, one of them was Will Cannavaloff.
And that's the beauty of stemming, which we call faking a blitz, right? You get through double A gap look, and then all of a sudden you're dropping out of there, hook the curl, turnover Renegade.
Jacoby Pointer, he's got the football inside the 10-yard line, finally going to get brought down at around the 6. Call it the 5. So 2nd and 2.
And we got former quarterback Todd standing right here. Todd, just allude to how tough it is as a quarterback. You're under center, you see the guys coming, and you drop out. That quick 3-step drop, you take your eyes away. You lose those guys, right? Tough read. Great job by the play call.
So the give is to Pointer, and he got wrapped up. Yeah, Tyler's the one that's lining that up along with Coach Nick Romero, too, linebackers coach that's down on the field as well. And, yeah, it was great concept right there. But now we've got to actually drive this ball in. We've got it at the 8-yard line. Jacoby Pointer is still in the ball game. He's going to be the back. The last drive, we had Jalen Hankins. This is what we've seen from Coach Dean and Coach Dameron is that they'll switch those backs out for a drive.
Man, we are we guys, not me guys, man. This is exactly the example of that.
Oh, now again, the give is to Pointer, and we got a penalty flag. We're going to see what this one is. It's thrown right at the 8-yard line, the line of scrimmage.
Let's see.
Because this is interesting. This could have this could be an offsides, could be hands to the face, could be holding, could be chop block.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because it's usually in the area of holding, but it was so late in the play you would doubt that it was holding.
And they did pick it up, but they didn't stomp on it and smash it out like they did the last flag. Right.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Here you go. Here, take this back.
No punishment. Don't be throwing no flags. We got to pick up
On a flop.
All right, big one for Villa. Let's see if he can get back
30
into
yard
good graces.
30-yard attempt from the right hash. Evan Siffing, the holder. Eggers, the long snapper. We got whistles before the snap. So what do we got here? We've got a delay of game.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
You just can't do that, especially Evan Siffing has got to see that clock and know exactly when to get that ball snapped.
Well, I know you I get upset when I see dropped interceptions or blown coverages as a long snapper. I know that's one of the things that you were always key on, watching that play clock to make sure that that doesn't happen, especially on a field goal.
So now this is going to be a 35-yard kick.
Villa has been putting in work.
Snap, hold, kick, up.
Off
And
the
it is
upright.
no good off the right upright. It had plenty of distance. It was just to the right as he pulled it. So the Renegades are going to give the football back over to the Vaqueros at their own 25, 5:41. Remaining in the third quarter, Renegades still with a 20-10 lead. So the Renegades did start out fast, just like we were talking about, but right there got stalled, and that was because they went 3 straight plays to Jacoby Pointer, and it seemed as if those linebackers knew exactly what was happening every single time.
Yeah, but we got a little conservative there, not wanting to risk things. You know, definitely want to thank Todd Hansen for all the work he's done behind the scenes as he heads back down
And we'll
to the
continue
field.
it with basketball, I'm sure.
Yes, we want some
And
calls.
baseball.
We want some
All
calls
right.
in baseball and basketball too, Todd.
Here we go, because we got a pass over the middle to the Vaqueros, and that's going to be a first down up to the 34-yard line. Pass was complete to number 18, Dominic Soros.
You know, and that's one of the things that we've talked about. We want to give all of our sports the equal support that we've been able to give our football program as well.
Yeah, I mean, as we've been talking about, soccer, volleyball, cross country, basketball has started up. Baseball, softball are big. These are all big sports in this town, and they're going to get a lot of attention as you're going to see some local athletes continue to stay in town. Here at Bakersfield College, as the Vaqueros get a pass down to number 84, Matthew Jonah.
Richard Gooden.
And that looks like Jonah Alewake,
Gain of 9 yards on the play.
Yep.
5'11", 185 receiver.
From the
Good job, partner.
Got stopped short a yard of the first down at the 43-yard line.
You know, so it's Veterans Appreciation Day. We'll see if we can dig up some other Renegade legends who were veterans.
Doherty out of the shotgun. Motion man out to the left. Doherty continued to look to his left.
Oh,
and that
picked
pass
off
is nearly
nearly.
picked off. And I tell you, he kept staring down that receiver. And number 20, Nathaniel Wallace, had a beat on it, but it was just a little bit too late. He kept staring, even before the snap, pre-snap. He was looking left, stayed there, laser focused.
And just like we talked about Statler's outside of the numbers, you're throwing that ball from the opposite hash just in the air a long time, allowing defenders to run underneath that. Almost a pick to the house with 4:25 left to play in this third quarter. Shotgun double set for the Vaqueros, 40 even front for the Renegades, 2 deep safeties.
Vaqueros quick to the line of scrimmage, hand the ball off, and this is going to be stopped short at the first down. Even a loss of a yard back to the 42-yard line.
Mr. Smith.
So now we've got a 4th and 2 for the Vaqueros, and it looks like the Vaqueros are not interested in trying to take this 4th and 2 opportunity on offense. They're going to take their chances with the punt.
Great defense by that Renegade front 7. We bought pressure. It looked like we were just going to be in that base 4, and then all of a sudden, here come those linebackers coming up. Coach Thompson's putting on a clinic. He's dropping them out. He's bringing them back down. Amazing job by the defense.
Jackson Smith.
And guess who's Bizak?
Back deep to punt. Had to come up for a short snap. Fair catch called by Mekhi Smith at the 15, call it the 17-yard line. So Renegades are going to get a start deep inside their own territory. As you can smell that firewood.
Oh, yeah.
Bonfires down there in the tailgate, and just coming up over the eastern Sierras, you see that big super moon.
Oh,
Vance Palm, shout out. Here's your moon.
I mean, but hey, speaking of some shout-outs, we got some people down there that we need to shout out in the parking lot.
The Helmet Club.
So consistent. The Helmet Club, the Mannings, Mr. Manning, Hall of Famer Dave Manning,
Ryan
Chad
Skidmore.
Manning, Josh Manning,
Chad Hathaway.
Skidmore, Hathaway, my teammate Eamon Sullivan and the Sullivan gang, all down there, the Golden Hawk gang, my nephew Deegan Sullivan, all down there representing.
Little hitch route to Mekhi Smith. Smith across the field. He's got a little bit of space. He's finally going to get brought down. Picks up 11 yards, but he ran 40.
Woo. Had he not stumbled there, he would have turned on the Jets, but great job by that defender getting him down.
Yeah, number 33, Dietrich Abnett. He's been Johnny on the spot for the Vaqueros pretty much all game. He's essentially kind of like their Logan Bowers this year.
I'm very impressed with this Santa Barbara team. They're playing a lot tougher football than we're used to seeing. But an amazing job on that right side of that offensive line, and Bubba Nettles takes that power for another 11-yard first down gain.
So I think this is going to be the Bubba Nettles drive here because we've seen David Smith, we've seen Jalen Hankins, we've seen Jacoby Pointer, and now they're going to get an opportunity to get the ball into the hands from the young man from Alabama.
And Big Bubba is our NyQuil back because you don't want to tackle Big Bubba after you've been out here for 3 hours, and now I got to tackle this guy?
In the cold?
Come on. I don't want to tackle that dude.
Tolbert motioning left to right. Ball given to Nettles. Nettles up the middle. On the power. He's got another first down for the Renegades. 2 carries and about 24 yards on those last 2 carries for Jadaniels Bubba Nettles.
Man, talk about some big blocking up front by Big Daniel Smith and the rest of the guys. This offensive line and Coach Castro are making me proud because a couple of years ago, all we talked about is how much the offensive line suffered. Now they've been putting in work.
1st and 10, ball at the 43, handoff this time to Jalen Hankins. Hankins gashes up the middle for 6 yards up to the 36-yard line. Call it 7 yards, it'll be 2nd and 3, giving Bubba Nettles a little bit of a spell.
It used to be this commercial that came on BET a long time ago, and it would say, "Who in the heck left the gate open?" You remember that commercial? That's what that defensive line coach is saying right now for the Vaqueros, because this offensive line is opening up some huge holes.
Pass off to Jacoby Pointer. He's got a couple of blocks. He's still up the sideline. Finally going to get forced out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. First down, Renegades.
First down.
Who left the gate open?
Who in the heck left the gate open?
I'll tell you what, every now and then we just hop into the hot tub time machine and we hop right back out.
1st and 10 for the Renegades. I mean, but that was a clear example of what we're talking about the success of the offensive line and the running back core. That was 4 straight plays where we averaged 10 yards a pop. When I get hot sauce, you get mayonnaise? Is that what we doing? Oh, he just passed you mayonnaise.
So we got to run up the middle for Jalen Hankins up to the 9-yard line. Excuse me, 14-yard line for a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. We're having a lot of fun up here on the Dameron deck for the final game here at Memorial Stadium of the season.
I mean, in talking about the Dameron deck, we're going to get into the history of Dameron legacy after this play. Trips open.
Trying to get them to draw the Vaqueros offsides. Now they check over with Coach Dameron.
Man, you love hearing that name, and I definitely want to get to that.
Here we go. Statler hands the ball off to Hankins. Hankins up the middle. He's inside the 10-yard line. He's going to set up a 3rd and short for the Renegades.
So we might have some brand new listeners, right? And they might not even understand who Dameron is. The Dameron deck is named after the great legend Dwayne Dameron, who was my offensive line coach and one of my only living coaches who was at the Hall of Fame induction. But he also had a son named Brent Dameron. He was also our tight ends coach. And his son had a son that ends up being a BC tight end and is now our offensive coordinator, Seth Dameron. And that's the legacy of the Dameron name. So many other Damerons that we can name, Scott and all the rest of them. But from a football perspective, the Dameron deck is legendary based on those men.
That's right. So that is the end of the 3rd quarter up here on the aforementioned Dameron deck. We're going to take a timeout here as the Renegades go into the 4th quarter with a 20-10 lead. All right, here we go. 4th quarter action of Renegades football. Reverse toss sweep right here inside the 5.
That should have been a touchdown, but there's no official there.
Mekhi Smith reached over, but there was a penalty flag before Mekhi Smith reached over the pylon. So we're going to see if this is going to be an illegal block or a hold.
Or a horse collar.
But either way, you still have to have somebody signal the touchdown just in case that flag is picked up, as we've seen 2 flags being picked up earlier today.
Right. It's like the officials was like, well, we won't even acknowledge what's going on because we know it's a penalty, but you still have to acknowledge and signal something there. Nonetheless.
So illegal use of illegal block, essentially. It's going to go back to the 15-yard line. So now it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Renegades. So big third down opportunity right here.
Statler likes this area of the field. He usually likes his matchup in the slot, but right now they're walking the linebacker out there. But if they don't, you got that matchup with Smith on a safety. I'm taking that matchup all day long. Or all night long, like Lionel Richie.
Renegades, 1 of 6 so far on 3rd down. Statler get flushed out of the pocket. He looks into the end zone, and it is in for the touchdown. Boom! Mackay, don't call me Pfeiffer Smith.
Every now and then we pull out the crystal ball, and my crystal ball told you to watch that matchup in the slot. Malachi Statler loves that matchup in the slot. Moves the pocket again. There's go that pocket presence that we highlighted. This kid's an amazing quarterback.
Shout out to Chris Bandy, head coach over at Frontier. Prepared Malachi.
He's showing it.
Absolutely, and I'm glad he ain't playing next week.
Villa lines up for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. 14-24 remaining in the ball game. Renegades have opened up 17-point lead over the Vaqueros. All right, we are back in the fourth quarter action. Renegades football. Bob Chavez in the Hall of Famer, Kenny Calvin. Who in the heck left the gate open for these Renegades? They're up 27-10 over the Vaqueros. Kickoff is taken out of bounds. This is going to be a late hit.
It was kind of weak because he actually lost his foot again. That might actually be another penalty that gets stomped on, like things we don't reference anymore.
Late hit out of bounds.
Well, they called it.
They called it on Santa Barbara, but I think it's going to go against the Renegades.
Well, unless somebody pushed somebody that we didn't see.
Somebody that pushed somebody that pushed somebody. So that was number 42, Dylan Fowler. Some big shoes to fill wearing number 42 around, especially after the last couple of years.
He's correcting himself now.
So yeah, that is going to be against the Renegades.
Personal foul called against the Renegades.
So the Vaqueros are going to start off 14 yards from the end of the run. This ball game down 27-10 from their own 45-yard line. The Renegades are just looking to be able to get another stop and another score to really drive the dagger home.
Now I've got number 54, Miguel Cepeda, out there for the Renegades at interior tackle on the defensive line.
Loose! Aaron Martinez! Oh my goodness!
Wow!
Amazing penetration in the A-gap, and he blows them up right away. Turnover, Renegades!
And guess who came up with that ball? Miguel Cepeda, number 54, we just mentioned.
Wow!
Wow, that might be the hit of the year, folks.
Oh my goodness, and I feel so bad for the injured Vaquero because he was punished big time.
Oh my goodness. Big hit right there. I believe that was Devin Phillips, number 31 for the Vaqueros, 5'9", 210, who ran up the middle, did not even see Aaron Martinez.
Man.
He came out from the other side of that gap, and that is, oh man, he's hurt.
At Renegade Rob, as kids, everybody wanted to be the quarterback or the running back. You show that clip too many times, I don't think that's going to be a popular position for people to want to play because he got blasted right there. That was huge impact right at the point of contact at the line of scrimmage.
Mesh point right there. Wow. So the Renegades, we just said it too.
One and out.
We're looking for a big defensive stand right here so this way they can get the ball back, get a score, and put this game away. Statler, we had another, it looks like that was a neutral zone infraction, but it wasn't called. Ball was handed off.
Number 10, Jerry Dandridge.
Number 10, Jerry Dandridge
Number 52.
with a carry.
Partner on that play call, we had Devin Sundgren in the slot. And I would have liked to see us go play action pass, Sundgren one-on-one matchup with the safety.
Open the
and
top.
it would have been night-night.
Yep.
It would have been smoke in the city game over had we went play action pass right there. But nonetheless, 2nd and 12 for the Renegades.
So it just goes to show you how deep this running back core is. We've got Jerry Dandridge in as the deep set back. He gets the football, and he's going to run into trouble.
Oh, Dandridge with 2 straight carries for a loss.
Tackled by number 23.
Number 23 for the Vaqueros got that tackle because, of course, a number 23 would get a tackle.
Yeah, you know, that's what they do.
JJ Jafar Johnson.
That's the number you can't get unless you balling. They don't just pass that out.
Renegade 3rd and 13.
Like you said, 2 straight losses brings the Renegades to a 3rd and 13 situation. Jerry Dandridge got a little bit of playing time, and, yeah, he's out. Hankins in. Statler out of the shotgun. Gets a nice block by Hankins. Frees it up. Got a great catch. They should call that a catch. Jalen Richmond got it. Yes, he did, and also got a foot down, maybe even 2.
First down. Mr. Consistency steps up time and time again. Amazing route concept, because what we did, we take the fastest guy on the field in Sungren, run a fade. Everybody's worried about him, and then we run that flood route to the outside. Same play we completed on the opposite side of the field in the first half. First down, Renegades.
So Jalen Richmond with that catch.
Mr. Consistent. That's his new name. Made
Ball
that
now
up this
given
morning.
to Dandridge. Dandridge should try to get to the outside. He does. Picks up a couple of yards. Now he's up to the 27.
I said I made that up this morning. That was 2 weeks ago. Made that up 2 weeks ago. But nonetheless, that gives you confidence as a quarterback when you know you can throw it up to a guy that's going to get his feet down inbounds. That was an NFL completion.
So here's what I'm interested in right over here, because Jalen Richmond has 38 yards receiving. Mekhi Smith has 86. They both came in tonight with 414 yards receiving.
Nice.
So Mekhi Smith has got the season lead so far for the Renegades as Statler looks, he throws, he gets that catch to Mr. Richmond right there. So Jalen Richmond is now creeping up on Mekhi Smith. And again, we don't want to make this about individual stats. This is a team game. But there's a little bit of competition among these position guys.
Hey, you don't get team scholarships, you get individual ones. So guys are actually looking to try to make a play.
We just got shown that was Vince Igoa on that pass.
Oh, nice.
So good to see Igoa get in the game with 11:11 to play.
Nice job by Igoa coming in with some confidence.
So Igoa fakes the handoff, flips it out over to C.J. Tolbert, but is incomplete.
Igoa's pass intended for number 18.
You know, those Frontier quarterbacks all look alike, too. It's not a stereotype, man. They got the white sleeves on.
Yes, they do. And they got that thick build. I mean,
Same results,
they've
too.
been hitting the weights.
They're interchangeable.
Yeah. So now we've got 2nd and 10. Ball at the Vaquero 15-yard line. 10:57 remaining in the ball game.
Offsides.
So he looks like it would have been a neutral zone infraction. Maybe he was lined up a little further behind than we thought.
He crossed that white line, though, and the ball is on the white line.
Ball handed off to Dandridge. Dandridge is able to get inside the 10-yard line. And now Dandridge looks like he's getting his legs under him.
So impressed by this offensive line. You got the big guy, Titus Yepes. You got Tyler Shelton.
You mean Unk?
You got Unk up there representing. I mean, just watching this offensive line do what they do tonight, it just makes me feel good for my teammate, Coach Castro, because I know how hard he's worked to get these guys to play at this level.
He definitely has, and a couple of weeks ago when we were leaving the parking lot, I had an opportunity to congratulate him on a good season so far and a good job of developing these offensive linemen, considering where we were a couple of years ago. We get Igoa looking up. His pass is going to be complete to Mekhi Smith. He had Jalen Richmond open in the end zone, but I don't think he's seen him. He flashed a little bit late. Nonetheless, we got a 4th down inside the 10-yard line. Renegades are going to send their field goal kicking unit out there.
Yeah, I was wondering what the hesitation was, because that's exactly what we should be doing.
Yeah, Carlos
Try to
Villa.
get this to a 20-point lead with 9:40 to play.
Again, as we smell that firewood, man, I could totally take a hot chocolate around one of those.
Right.
A little
Next
bit
year,
later
we got to
today.
get us a little portable fire, portable outlet up here.
Here we go. Villa from 27 yards out. It is up, and it is good.
Talk about being proud of somebody. I'm so proud of Villa and Coach Alvarez in the way that they found some consistency this season.
Coaching them up, 30-10. Renegades with the lead, 9:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. We take another quick timeout here on Current News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM. Live streaming on Go. All right, we are back on Current News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGaze.com. Rob Chavez, the Hall of Famer Kenny Calvin, up on the Dameron deck.
Top of the world, Mom.
As the Renegade opened up a 20-point lead. Carlos Villa's kick is going to be taken at the 3-yard line. A little shiftiness right there for number 21 of the Vaqueros, Jamel Curry. Nice tackle made by number 20, Nathaniel Wallace. So the ball is going to get started at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Vaqueros.
27-yard line, 1st and 10.
So it's 1st and 10 Vaqueros. It's 9:16 to play. 20-point game. Nothing's over, right? They're going to continue to try to execute. But right now, you know the ball's going to be in the air. If you're the DBs, you got to take advantage. 1st down.
Opportunity to get in the stat sheet before the end of the season. He's got Doherty out of the shotgun. Doherty looks up, looking for his receiver. He's got one of this and picked off. There he is, Nathaniel Wallace down the sideline. He's going to get shoved out, and there it was. The crystal ball is out.
I told y'all I got my crystal ball out. Y'all can't see me, but I'm doing my crystal ball cabbage patch. I just made that up. I'm doing the crystal ball cabbage patch as my DBs put in work. And now we got the butterfly by Renegade Rob. This is a show going on up here. But those are the turnovers that we need, and that's why we talk about that pre-snap recognition. You know the ball's going to be in the air. Here's your opportunity to get your name in the paper, young man.
And a couple of weeks ago, you know, Nathaniel Wallace had a bit of a difficult game. Came in for D'Antonio Hackworth, who came out of the game for a spell because he had a bit of a concussion protocol situation. Came out for a couple of series, and he got hit up for a couple of big plays. And Nathaniel Wallace comes up with his own big play as we've got now a new quarterback, number 15, Michael Martin, out there for the Renegades. Hands the ball off to Hankins. Hankins with Jerry Dandridge right out in front of him. He's going to squirt in for the touchdown.
Boom! Joystick Jalen around the right or the left side on the power. Another great job by that offensive line because I don't even know if he was touched. Touchdown, Renegades.
Jerry Dandridge also outside, as I mentioned, right out and following that offensive line. And give credit to this offensive line. There were about 4 new offensive linemen out there on that play, up 20, and Coach Richie Castro emptying his bench.
Man, this is what it's all about. And it shows you how week in and week out that we can play high-level football. We just haven't done it consistently every snap.
And Carlos Villa puts an exclamation point on that one-play drive for Jalen Hankins. The turnover turns into points, 37-10. Renegades with 9 minutes even on the clock left in this season.
I mean, just a beautiful way to finish the season, regardless of what the records say. As our main man Gio try to keep himself warm over here, try to keep himself warm. We love you, Gio. Spell Go Media in the house.
Gio, one of these days we got to sit down and watch some F1 as well too. As I see that F1 sweatshirt as well too. I love F1.
Well, hey, this past year, me and Gio were there together. We didn't get to see each other, but next year
Long
we
Beach
should
Grand
all
Prix?
go. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I know Gio gonna be there.
I love Long Beach Grand Prix.
We watched from the parking structure.
And they just had the Vegas Grand Prix. So here we go. Carlos Villa taking it off. Ball taken at the 10-yard line. Again, that's number 21 this time. Excuse me, number 81. Aon Joseph Jr.
Yeah.
Ali Joseph Jr., excuse me.
Hackworth's going to get chewed out in film session as that's his second time allowing the returner to get outside of him. And that goes back to what we talked about, staying in your lane. You got to stay in your lane all the way until you're within 5 yards of the returner, and then you close.
Shout out to another former Renegade as well, too, Mark Nichols, who was one of my receivers coaches, special teams coaches at East High. I'll tell you how he used to tell you to stay in your lane. As we get the ball out to number 34, ball was caught.
As we get the stop and play, Mark Nichols is one of my greatest idols. He worked for PG&E. When my mom would be going through her struggles, he would, kid, I'm gonna look out this time. I don't know what I could do next time, right? And I would go pay all mom's bill, right? But Mark is the reason why I signed with San Jose State. Him and the great Chip.
That's right.
Salute to Mr. Nichols if you're out there.
Yeah, Coach Nichols, amazing. Get to see him every now and then at the East High Hall of Fame. As Doherty is getting pressured, he's just going to go down. Fantastic work by this defensive line. But again, he used to tell us, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Hey, young man, stay in your lane.
You're talking about the Bob Elias Hall of Famer, Mark Nichols, one of the greatest.
Bob Elias Hall of Fame.
What?
East Bakersfield High School Hall of Fame. Eventually should be a Bakersfield College Hall of Famer.
Man, I mean, but his impact in the community is so immeasurable as a member of PG&E, just helping people power stay on when they couldn't afford it during the holidays and just different moments. So many different things that he did for the community. I could go on forever about Mr. Nichols.
So a loss there. Brings it back to a 3rd and 8. Doherty's pass under pressure is going to be incomplete. And a good job right there. That was number 40, Jackson Provençal. He had pressure on Doherty, and he let up, and he held the quarterback. Even though he slung him, he held him and supported him down so he doesn't get a roughing the passer penalty right there. And he looked right up at the white hat, and the white hat said, good job, man.
And that is exactly the opposite of what his dad would have did to you in the 80s.
There was no roughing the passer.
What? Chad Provençal, a big bro, coming down the hill, he's smacking snot out you.
I seen him walking into the gate earlier today. And I know he's going to be at that football game next Friday.
Oh, yeah. The legends are coming out.
So here we go. Punts away, barely a low kick.
That might have hit somebody's back.
Oh, no, Jerry Dandridge picks it up, but he finally goes down on it. Again, that was where Jerry Dandridge was in that danger zone, didn't know where it was, but he finally seen it. Just grab it and go down.
Yeah, grab it and go down. But, partner, I really think that punt may have went off somebody's helmet or back. That was a line drive.
All right, anytime we get a chance to call out our man, number 77, Adrian Coleman, we got to.
No doubt.
Why?
Big
6'4", 4 spins.
Big AC.
Here we go. Michael Martin out of the shotgun. Hands the ball off to David Smith. Smith off to the right side. Still on his feet. Finally going to get brought down just shy of the 40-yard line. First down, David Smith.
Talk about making the impact after not having anything on the board last week. This kid's averaging about 11 yards a pop. David Smith, phenomenal season in his sophomore season as a Renegade, former Santa Barbara Vaquero. What's a Vaquero? Is that a bull or it's a bull, right?
A Vaquero is a quarterback, is a cowboy.
Cowboy, yeah, okay, cowboy.
So here we go. Martin slings it out to the outside. Let's say it's number 83, Gabriel Diaz.
Man, kudos to the team getting some guys in there that haven't had their name called a lot this season.
Gabriel Diaz, another Frontier Titan. I'm assuming is going to be in attendance for next week's game.
Yeah, we gonna
like you said, the luminaries are going to be coming out.
What? I'm telling you, we're going to let all the Titans have as much as fun that they can have tonight.
And how about this, partner? How about I propose this? How about I propose that we get down on the sideline and we do our own sideline reporting next week?
I'm with that.
I'm there. As we got Jerry Dandridge, who's going to get to the sideline, cut back in, still on his feet, finally slung down at the 10-yard line.
Jerry Dandridge looking like he should have had some mid-season carries as he's up to about 30 yards. But, partner, I think I like that idea, man. Regardless of what happens with the broadcast or whatever, we can go sideline and just go live.
IG Live might have to catch Kenny and I. We'll have to talk to Mr. Guyvett, your man down over there, see if we can get some sideline passes.
Easy fix.
There we go. So Martin, after the big gain for Dandridge. Dandridge is 24-yard pickup right there as we got Martin decides to tuck. He's inside the 10-yard line, picks up 4 to the 6.
You would like to see Martin just put a foot in the ground and get inside of the guard and tackle that was stretching right. And he may have been inside the 5-yard line on that carry nonetheless. And he gets 4.
Impressive that this
Second and goal from the 6-yard line.
this offensive line, all backups right over here. Number 71, Brady Phillips. We got number 65, Trevor Jono. We already talked about the big man, Adrian Coleman, and Yahir Ortiz, number 53, the East High Blade, out at left tackle. We get the ball, fake handoff, quarterback keeper right up the middle for Martin. Martins gets inside. And we got to think that Martin, after tucking the ball 3 different times in this drive out of Maranatha High School in Pasadena, you got to think that this guy is a power quarterback.
Yeah, and we saw him get a carry last week, right? And we were like, what's happening with this? Because we hadn't seen it a lot during the season. But on this drive, he's showing the kind of quarterback he is, more of the Richardson type.
So it looks like we had a personal foul after that play ended. It brings the ball back to the 18-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and goal, 4:40 remaining. And, yeah, like you said, you know, it was kind of a weird situation that he gets into the game. Hadn't touched the football in 2 games since mop-up duty that he had, and he gets a carry. Doesn't amount to really anything. But nonetheless, he's here, and I'm glad to see that he's getting some reps here, leading this first-team offense, backup offense, as we get the ball out to number 85. It is complete to DeMonte Moten.
To number 85, DeMonte Moten.
Moten out of Independence High.
On the coverage, number 33.
So that's going to set up a 4th and goal. Renegades are going to keep their offense out there up 37-10 with just under 4 minutes to play. Still have 17 seconds on the play clock. And it looks like maybe Coach Littlejohn's going to call a timeout here if we can't get anything in.
You know, so as we near the 3:35 mark, you know, we come into the end of a regular season that we hope for more, but this is how you want to finish the season regardless of the outcome.
Absolutely. Had it, you know, again, all these conversations that we have throughout the year with the coaching staff, and the common theme, at least to me, has been that all of these players have really grown as football players, and they've really set themselves up to be successful at the next level.
Absolutely.
The running back crew we've talked about. Jalen Hankins looking at offers from schools in northern Colorado, from what I understand. Makai Smith and Jalen Richmond are having offers as well, too. Division 1A programs, Division 1 AA programs, Division 2 programs. A lot of offers.
Go ahead.
You know, Josh Macon as well, too, getting some offers at different places. So it's good to see the growth as we got now Carlos Villa out there to attempt 29-yard field goal. It is up, and it is good. Good job
balling
for Villa.
Man, Villa might actually be up for player of the game, how he's been kicking tonight after that one miss. As we get to 40-10, we're at a 30-point lead after what was somewhat a very highly contested first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were a little concerned after that 7-6 deficit that they had, and then all of a sudden they decided to open up that playbook, and you love to see it.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing because it goes back to how we want to end the year from a mood perspective, right? We don't want everyone hanging their heads about postseason aspirations. We want to remind them about the beautiful journey that they've had and some of the great football that they've played as young players and coaches.
So we're going to get Carlos Villa to kick it off.
Number 1, Donovan Harris. And number 81, Ali Joseph Jr.
We're gonna probably see Titan Tom as well too out at that game, even though he's not gonna be on the mic. Who's on the mic over there at Griffin?
It's Mr. Anthony on the mic over there, if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha.
I can't remember his name.
Got to give good shout outs to our public address announcers. Of course, that's how I got my gig here.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember coming over there and doing East High games with you and peeking my head in.
So we got Donovan Harris takes the football at the 15. And Harris.
Oh!
Whoa!
Pop the helmet
I
off.
thought that was a football out, but that was actually.
Whoa, hey, now we got fights over on the sideline,
hey.
and we still got a player on top of a renegade pulling his helmet off.
Wow. That's just terrible right there.
Officials got to get control of the game, and you got coaches on the sideline just standing around watching it.
D'Antonio Hackworth was inside of the sideline, and they're yelling over from the other sideline, D'Antonio, get over here. We have got a couple of different penalties on this play, and it was unfortunate because, like you said, there was a player from the sideline, Santa Barbara, that was on top of D'Antonio.
And he was a player that's on the bench. You're sitting on the bench, and you're trying to get in on the fight. If that's the only action you can get, I'm sorry, my young man, but that's not acceptable.
Yeah, finally a coach stepped in that came from somewhere else, as well as one of the officials, got Hackworth out of there.
You got two players going at it in the course of action. That's okay. But when they get to the sideline and fall, you got a guy standing on the bench with the cleanest jersey in the building, jumps in on the fight and start punching a guy in the face. That's why you end up 3-7.
Yeah. Thanks to this turf, everybody's really relatively clean, minus the blood. But I get what you mean. You know,
cleanest jersey in the stadium, trying to get a free punch.
You can still see the pleats in the pants.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Talk about come on. That was a true come on, man moment. But we'll move past it.
So there's going to be 2 personal foul penalties called against the Renegades. So it was probably about a, 12-yard return and 30 yards worth of penalties. And the Vaqueros are going to start it at the Renegades 43. Call it what you want. The Vaqueros have actually had really good ball positioning throughout this game.
And that's what's frustrating about seeing the last sequence that happened. Santa Barbara has played a quality game. The scoreboard doesn't indicate that, but they've played very well throughout the contest. You don't want to go embarrassing yourself by doing something like that on the sideline. It's just unacceptable. Trips right for Santa Barbara.
So Coach Littlejohn is over there talking to the White Hats, saying, okay, next time one of my guys ends up on that sideline, can somebody protect that guy?
Right.
And not call a penalty on him?
The officials didn't get over there to break anything up. They were basically just standing and watching the action happen. Got to get control of the contest.
We got a new quarterback in this ball game, and he decides to keep it. That's number 14, Parlin Sanders, 5'9", 165. Got to love the short kings out there getting their opportunity to run QB. Kyler Murray comes to mind.
He's a bad son of a gun, that Redbird gang of comrade of mine. They're looking to try to get Ginty next year, but I don't know, because they're playing well enough to probably win the division in the NFC West.
Sadly, our teams, the Raiders and Giants, are up in the top 3 for picks. So they could get Ginty or Shador Sanders.
Oh, man.
Now we got a carry. A lot of dreads coming out of the back of that carry as well, too, but it's going to go for negative yards.
You know,
number 30, number Brown. I don't see. Oh, Darian Brown, number 38, 5'9", 187.
Well, partner, as we reach the 2-minute mark, it's only fair that we talk about player of the game in this contest. And I just got to say, the defensive line played phenomenal. The offensive line played phenomenal. But watching Carlos Villa kick the ball the way he has today, I don't know if I could go without giving him the opportunity to be player of this game.
He's made 2 field goals, and overall, on the extra points, he's we're going to take a look here. Carlos Villa.
Amazing game by Villa overall.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 extra points, 2 field goals.
10 points. 10 of the 40 points. He's a quarter of the production tonight.
Aaron Martinez with the big hit.
Yep. Aaron Martinez with the big hits.
Will
Cannavalav with the picks.
The fumble recovery.
Recovery.
Yeah. Who do we pick?
With the pick. Oh, my goodness. Wow, it's a whole lot of ballers out there.
That's
why I say my pick is I'm going Villa, man. I'm going via because we've lost some games. That's just my vote. We got 5 guys up here, but we've lost some games because of the kicker.
Jalen Hankins in what could be his final game here at Memorial Stadium.
71 yards.
71 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Nice.
We get number 14, Parlin Sanders. Don't call me Colonel Harlan Sanders.
Harlan Sanders.
That's a good Kentucky Fried Run right there. I can tell you that.
On the tackle, number 30, Noah
That's we got the camera guy over there from Santa Barbara like that one. I would say I'm going to be here next week, but I don't know if I am. If you guys don't know who Harlan Sanders is, check out his secret recipe online. Here we go. Sanders rolls to his right, looks up, still on his feet. He's going to keep, and he's going to go out of bounds. Chased out by Julian Smith. I can tell you what.
I'm telling you.
Life flashed before his eyes right there.
Yeah, he saw 7 coming, and he said, let me get to this white. But, hey, you know, we're nearing the end of the regular season. You know, as always, I started talking about the journey. You know, overall, my journey as a Renegade has been one of dreams. You know, and it's been an honor to share this dream as a member of this broadcast team with you and the rest of our staff up here, partner. It's an honor to share this opportunity with you, man. I never take it for granted. And I want to thank everybody that puts us in a position to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we're going to shout out to all of our sponsors. Again, shout out to my partner here, too, Kenny Calvin. You've done an amazing job bringing a lot of color to our broadcast, and I mean that by painting the picture here, letting us know what we need to be seeing from a football's perspective. You've been on this field. You've been on several other fields, and you can tell us exactly what's happening because we got Parlin Sanders looks into the end zone. There's a touchdown right there for Santa Barbara, but there is a penalty, so it's going to be a personal foul, roughing the passer. So it's still going to be a touchdown, and they're going to assess they're probably going to assess this on the extra point here, so it's going to go halfway. But what I was saying, again, you do a good job, man. And every time I talk to folks, they do tell me, man, it's just entertaining. It really is to listen to Renegades football, and that's all we really want to do. I mean, the entertainment's already down there. All we're doing is we're just bringing a little bit of life to it.
Yeah, well, you know, our great director, Dr. Julian Wilson, made me aware of something one week when I was wanting to do all the games. I wanted to call all the games one weekend. And he was like, well, shoot, Ken, man, you a Hall of Famer, man. You get to do college football every week. What you talking about?
Right. Bulldogs tonight.
Nice.
Over at the Icardo Center. It's where our man Vance Palm and Greg Kerr are at tonight.
And shout out to VP, man. We don't give kudos to VP enough, man. This dude is one of
he's
the
on the air.
busiest men
Yeah, he's on the air
in world.
right now. But yes, he is super busy out at the farm, out at the game
As a reminder to our tailgaters, please use the fire-proof receptacles located around the parking lot to dispose of your hot coals after tailgating each week.
This past year, because of doing the games in the studio, who knows, we may be able to get right back out to the visitor sites soon.
Today's game's attendance,
Valley Strong
1,702.
Fantastic. As always, they perennial sponsors of Renegades football, Renegades athletics, not to mention local. Voted the #1 financial institution in Kern County. Carpet Outlet Plus. I gotta remind you guys, every day is sale day. So you gotta get some carpet for Christmas. They don't have just carpet. You want to not vacuum, you want to sweep, some time, do that. Go to Carpet Outlet. See those guys. Want to shout out to also Les Schwab Tire. We don't say it, but here at Les Schwab Tire is sponsored the Tire Roll. They sponsor some really great and funny moments over here.
Huge moments for the halftime, man. Some of the funniest halftimes I've seen have been this season.
So it's awesome. Barbage, Hooper, King, Dillon, Hoffman. They're an accounting firm, and pretty soon everybody's going to be able to get their tax returns done. So look up those guys if you don't have an account. CSUB. Beep, beep. Once you're done here at BC, stay home. go to Cal State. That's where I got my degree from.
My Army son is a Cal State roll runner, official first student experience.
In fact, if it wasn't for the fact that my wife wasn't feeling too well, she had a little bit of an unfortunate incident yesterday. I was about to say, I was going to make my way out to Cal State because we got Jerry Dandridge going out of bounds.
And up number 10, Jerry Dandridge.
Cal State is hosting Fresno State, the Bulldogs, tonight over at the Icardo Center.
Taken down by number 23, Jamar Johnson.
And shout out to VP, man. We don't give kudos to VP enough, man. It's pretty
he's on the air. Yeah, he's on the air right now. But yes,
that's going to be the ball game. The final score: the Bakersfield College Renegades 40, the San Diego College Bakersfield 17.
All that stuff. So good job to Advanced Bomb and CSUB, Les Schwab Tire, Pepsi, Soli's, Executive Express Service, Hockey, Croonquist, and Gino Valbrado and his folks over at Regions. That final cannon is ignited. That's the end. To the 2024 regular season, the Renegades finish at 6-4. They also finished at 4-3 overall in league play. 40-17 was the final score. And we're going to continue to
and now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the playing of our alma mater, performed by the Bakersfield College Band and Drumline, under the direction of Mr. Tim Easley.
Football, as we move on later on to the month. And if not, it's been a fantastic season.
Absolutely, and that's why I always remind myself and the viewers, if I never get this opportunity to do this again, it's been a dream come true. Nothing's given, and we're grateful for the opportunity to be here to share what Bakersfield College football means to us in the community. If we don't get a game, we'll still celebrate. But if we do, we're going to continue to honor this game in the highest fashion and celebrate the red and white legacy.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick time out. We're going to go over a couple of particulars here. We're going to give some extra kudos to the staff here at Bakersfield College. We're going to wrap up the season right after this break. You're listening to Renegades Football on Current News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM, live streaming on GoGames.com.
All right, we are back here with post-game coverage of Renegades football. Rob Chavez alongside the Hall of Famer Kenny Calvin.
Honor to share the air with you, baby.
Same. I like that new hat too. You know, we got these for Military Appreciation Night. Again, salute to all the troops out there and all the veterans. Again, we don't do these nice things like this without folks that take the mantle and say, you know what, I'm going out to serve my country, right. Whether it's for 4 years, whether it's for a career, whether it's, you know, on the weekends in the National Guard, you know, you do it and you do a service, and we're eternally grateful.
Absolutely, because we're in a season where, you know, the country's been divided over elections and all the stuff that happens in the community, all the stuff that happens to highlight the negatives. Veterans remind us of the positive things that we get to enjoy and the reason why we can complain about so much. So kudos to all of our veterans. Shout out to my dad in heaven, former Army sergeant, my son who's a retired MP, my other Army son, my oldest son who's active duty Army National Guard. Salute to all of our servicemen and women who served and gave us the opportunity to talk this talk.
That's right. I mean, I've got several former baseball players of mine that are in active duty right now. Both my grandfathers served, one in the Army, one in the Navy. One of my uncles was in Colorado, served in the Air Force. Again, we know countless number of people here. The city of Bakersfield is one of the more active veteran communities throughout the entire nation. I do have to say, just my only political thing I'll say, and it's only because we don't have a veterans hospital here in Bakersfield. And I think it's a shame because I heard from some of the veterans in town that we are the biggest community of veterans in a metropolitan area that does not have a veterans hospital in a 100-mile radius.
Sounds like a project we can try to kickstart to see if we can help bring some light to that with all the other things we bring light to, especially our director, Dr. J, who's part of the honor flights in many instances, and also the head of Silver Titan Productions and doing films all over the world for veteran heroes. Once upon a time, he put me on the phone with one of the greatest heroes of all time, Tuskegee Airmen, and Colonel Hardy. I had heroes calling my phone because of my director and the great work he's doing with veterans. So kudos to him and all the work that he does, and he's excited to get back to doing that as he's flying to Florida soon for another Central Valley Florida Film Fest.
Yep, next week.
Next week. See, next week.
Godspeed and safe travels to Julian, and we're gonna put a little bit of a bow on this season here, even
Yes.
if, like I said, regardless as to whether or not we get a game next week. It's been a fun season. You know, again, we talk about the losses, but the wins were big.
Right.
The margin of victory that the Renegades had in their 6 wins was double digits. It was huge. And, I mean, we're going to get to the stats, and we'll break that down later on in another time. But when the Renegades win, they win big. And
Right.
even against the biggest dog at the time in their league, in their conference, in Ventura, they put him down by more than 2 touchdowns.
You know, all these cliche sayings that people have, it's not how you win or lose, how you play it. Well, it is about how you win or lose. We've lost some games by very close margins, which shows that even in the games we lost, we still had a chance to win. That says a lot about you as a football team. If you're getting blown out in the losses, that tells me a lot about your football team. So take the people who say it's not how you win, it's how you play the game. No, it matters how you win or lose.
So if we play the game and we blow you out, okay, so it is about how we play the game.
Absolutely.
So, there we go. We're going to call it out like that. Again, we want to give a couple of different shout-outs, and that is to the quarterback unit, the two-man quarterback unit.
Kudos to Igo and
Statler. I mean, these guys could have been, like you said, me guys, but they were we guys. They took their opportunities when they were given, and they did it well. They represented Bakersfield. They represented their high school. But more importantly, they represented their teammates fantastic out on the field, especially coming off of a historic year from Carson Woods last year.
Right.
The number 3 passing performance of all time in a single season.
I don't know if I could be more impressed with the output from those 2 quarterbacks, considering how critical I was of the 2 quarterback system. I was definitely highly overcritical about it because I always want one guy, and who is the guy? Like all football teams want to figure out who's the one guy. But when you can't figure that out, what a luxury it is to have 2 quality young men step up and play lights out football. I'm talking about best games they ever had type football for both of them.
That's right. Again, the running back by committee. 4 guys in that room. Really, it started out as 3. Somewhere along the line, number 2, Jacoby Pointer, decided, hey, give me the rock. I can run it from behind the quarterback. And he did, and he showed out, and he had some of the best performances that we as a team have seen in these past 3 seasons. And I really, really, really hope a guy like Jacoby Pointer is all conference, all state this year. But on top of that, his teammate, Jalen Hankins, who has put together 2 straight years where he's going to go over 2,000 yards in overall all-purpose yards.
Man,
fantastic work by Jalen Hankins.
I just got goosebumps because I just realized that some of my little brothers just played their last Renegade football game.
Yeah.
And it's a tear-jerk moment because, you know, you enjoyed their output and how they put on a show for us every week and give us something to be proud of. And now it's over for some of them, and they go on to the next thing.
And that includes Makai Smith, includes Jalen Richmond, C.J. Tober. But more importantly, on that line, we talked about Titus Yepes, 23 years old.
Shout out to Unk.
But hey, I hope that Titus, this isn't the end of the road for Titus. I mean, he wants to go and play. Heck, there's a guy playing from Miami who's 29 years old. Why not? Keep it going.
Why not? Keep it going. You got the health and the eligibility. Keep it going. It's a beautiful experience. But let's talk about that receiver core. One of the most impressive that I've seen since my coaching days when I coached 3 guys that played in the NFL here. And it's a beautiful thing because it's another unselfish room that Coach Brent Paul said is one of the best receiver rooms that he's seen in a long time. And these are my big brothers that are coaching these guys that are saying this. So if they're saying it, it's fact. I mean, I get the dream opportunity to be up here and share my opinions about the game that changed my life. But ultimately, I'm a team guy that learned from others. And when others tell you that guys are the guy, they probably are. We don't get to be in the locker room with the guys as much because we honor our boundaries. We don't overstep our boundaries and go down into the locker room unless we're invited. So to see the receiver room perform like they did this year, and Mr. Consistent, Jalen Richmond, man, so proud of him because he hasn't been the feature guy every week, but he finds a way to get first downs every week and move the chains to put us in a position to be successful.
That's right. And then, flipping the ball over to the defensive side. We talked about that committee on the line. Any one of those front four guys that were getting 75% of the snaps, those guys all will get opportunities at the next level. And Obi Witzman's just a freshman. He'll be back with us next year, and we're going to get to see that guy become a super player, a lot like we've seen in Logan Bowers for 2 years here. Aaron Martinez, though, and Will Cannavalo, fantastic careers. They had a chance last year to learn from a guy like Logan Bowers, and they brought it their sophomore year.
Wow.
And right behind them, Julian Smith, who played that strong safety position a lot like another linebacker.
I'm so biased defensively as a former player and coach. Watching this defensive line perform how they did, it may be the best defensive line we've had.
Absolutely.
In a long time.
Shout out to Coach Thompson.
Where top to bottom, you got everybody that's coming in playing at a high level. I don't know if I have a defensive line I can compare them to. Our linebacker core, watching Amart and Cannavalo show out like they have, and especially the game they played tonight, it just makes me so proud of them. As they had some big shoes to fill in Logan Bowers, Captain Bowers. I miss saying that. For them to perform like they have, I mean, the play Cannavalo made against San Bernardino where he intercepted the option pitch is one of my favorite plays I ever seen in football. It took that to the house. I mean, but let's talk about our DBs. Our DBs didn't have a year where they got 5 and 6 picks. I don't even think one person had more than 4.
No, Stevenson and Hackworth didn't get their names called a whole lot. And why?
Yeah, they didn't allow big plays. All season long, they minimized the big play, and that's why we were in a position to win every football game, because if you minimize teams to plays under 20 yards, they're going to have to do everything in their power to beat us. The games that we've lost were games that were hardly earned by the teams and finished in spectacular fashion for us to lose those games. And that happens because you're not giving up big plays, and the reason you're not doing that is because the defensive backs, the last line of defense, are protecting the house.
That's right.
And that's a beautiful thing. But last but not least, man, I'm going to let you go ahead and lead with that special teams unit, man.
First, we got to talk about the combination of Brendan Gratt and Jack Smith. I mean, Jack Smith went down in week 6, and Brendan Gratt stepped in, and with all that, 1 net yard of returns.
I still can't believe it, guys.
I can't believe it either, and I can't wait.
We only gave up 1 yard.
I cannot wait to go to the end of the year banquet for these guys and hear about that. Kudos to Coach Alvarez for his tutelage. Carlos Villa stepping it up this year and doing his thing from a kicking standpoint. Aiden Eggers.
Beautiful.
You didn't hear about Aiden Eggers deep snapping the ball over the punter's head. He had 2 punters this season. One was pretty mobile with Jack Smith. The other one, Brendan Gratt, forced into duty. Right. And the ball was snapped each and every single time.
Amazing job, Snap. He snapped a couple of high ones, but they were lasers. Exactly. Like, they were lasers snapped, and they were caught. So great execution by our special teams unit. What did we just do there for you guys? Break down 3 phases of football.
And the 4th phase?
And the 4th phase, coaching.
Coach Littlejohn, again, shout out to him and his staff. I said it earlier in the broadcast, and we'll end at this. He's put together an all-star crew of coaches, all of which who could be college head football coach somewhere.
Absolutely.
And Coach Dameron has already done that. We see that these boys here and that become men. If you want your high school boys to become men, stay here. Come here. Get the tutelage from Coach Littlejohn and his crew. They're going to prepare them for the next level, and you get to watch them right in your backyard.
And I can guarantee you right now, Renegade Rob, you got a couch potato that never played a snap saying, man, Renegades went 6-4, man. Coaches, stick it up, man. What's going on? Coaches have done an excellent job.
They have. They put them in position to win.
Players cost us games.
You gotta execute.
Players had dead ball penalties at the end of drives that put us in a position to have 15-yard penalties instead of a 2-point conversion opportunity. Players fumbled the ball when we were up 14-0 and could have went up 21-0 to put away a team last week that we lost to.
Yeah,
players made mistakes.
For 2 at home. I mean, in El Camino. I mean, there was some things, again, that were just unfortunate. But either way, what you've seen is that this coaching staff put this team in position to win every game this week. Every game this season has been competitive, and the Renegades had a chance to win in the end if they didn't already just put it away already. So,
kudos and shout out. We did 4 phases. 5th phase has to be our supporters.
Yeah, supporters.
You know, our great supporters. Gio,
Julian, Analicia, Croonquist,
American General Media,
Steve,
our staff down
Chris,
at the station.
Yeah.
Current News Talk 1180. You know,
Roger
AM.
Fessler.
You know, Roger Fessler.
JR.
Todd Hansen. You know, Analicia, Reggie Bolton.
Dr. Flygert.
Everybody.
Athletics department.
I mean, come on, man. So many people to name.
Chris, who got us all this nice new gear.
Oh yeah,
too.
Chris, I need a kinesiology pullover, man.
So either way, it's great. It is a family here at Bakersfield College. It's great to be a part of this family. I can't wait to continue to do more sports. Again, if we get an opportunity to get another game, fantastic. It's bonus football, and we're going to be happy to do it. If not, hey, basketball is right around the corner. It's here.
It's here.
We got baseball and softball going to be coming up as well, too, so we hope to get to see you guys all there. And, again, it's been my pleasure. I love doing this. 3rd season, and it was awesome. So, on behalf of Julian, on behalf of Gio, my partner, the Hall of Famer, Kenny Calvin, Rob Chavez. We're going to sign out here, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys for listening, for tuning in, for logging on, for watching us on the socials. We've had a great time. Renegades win today, 40-17.
Stay tuned.
Right here on Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGades.com. Good night. God bless.
Go Gades.